my brave heroes. Welcome back to the world of Thylea. When we left off, your party had found its way successfully through some dangers and tribulations to the necropolis at Telemach. Your mission was to reclaim the armaments of the first Dragon Lord, which you successfully did after navigating a labyrinthine maze of danger and facing down a cursed minotaur by the name of Graxus. Lord Xander Heroth himself, the first Dragon Lord from 5 years ago, his desiccated corpse rose in your climactic battle with Graxus the Minotaur, seized back his axe, handed it over, and then once you have defeated the Minotaur, he gifted each of you with a special item. You stand alone now, your party with Lorius the Satyr and Kira in the tomb of Xander Heroth. His sarcophagus in the center, the cover is now closed back over, the torchlight flickering amongst the walls. Some of you bloody, Zionist recently back to life. There's a chill wind in the air, but everything is still and calm. Having completed your final great labor, your next steps lie before you. The scene is yours.
Ionis, can I hug you?
Yeah, sure, bring it in.
And I'm gonna give him like a tight, I thought you were dead hug and like face and neck for a moment, and the snakes kind of like lean out of the way so that, you know, he doesn't get a face full, and just hugging for dear life.
I'm gonna closely inspect the axe that I got and just look over it and see what kind of condition it's in and stuff.
Okay. 1 second.
And the hug maybe goes a little bit too long. It's fine by her perspective. Might be a little bit too long by your perspective.
So, the axe in your hands, I know. It is weathered and beaten. It is chipped in several places. You see this massive great axe with a leathery handle down towards the base, about a foot. The bottom is formed, it seems to be out of a sharp, old dragon tooth. The rest of it, bronze, rises up in a kind of smooth fashion, sweeping around the haft with various points and things. The head of the axe is shaped to be stylized like a dragon head. The tip of it curling down sharply, almost as though the beak of a falcon or the front tooth of a massive dragon, and on either side of the head are small red jewels that appear to be eyes glinting in the torchlight before you. You can tell by the balance and the weight of this weapon that it is remarkable in craftsmanship, and some faint aura of energy seems to disperse around it, but whatever grand power it once held seems to be absent, or at least unobtainable at the moment.
Looks like I'm gonna need someone to look at this. I don't think it's usable the way it is right now. Maybe we can stop by Vulcan's on the way back. We can take a look at it.
Yeah, this shield isn't looking too hot either. Maybe you can help with that.
You'll just see Lycus trying to find any kind of reflection on any kind of metallic surface.
You're
Crown.
hang on. She's just like, Lycus, there's a mirror in my bag.
Oh, thank you so much. I need to.
It's wrapped
so,
up in cloth.
Yeah.
in-
Yeah. I'll run over. Let me see. Oh, there it is. Oh, hello there. Oh, that's what it is. It's the horn. It's catching. Okay. All right. Oh, look at that sexy horn. How do I look, guys? How's the crown? Huh? Is it too gaudy? Is it too much? Is it too flashy? I don't know why my webcam just lost its mind, dude.
I guess there's no such thing as too gaudy for you.
Well, apparently, I'm horrible because my webcam was just like, no, I cannot see this man. I don't know what's up with that, but
just for a moment, say, I take off the crown.
I take off the crown.
Okay, no, it didn't unfuck itself.
That's fine. It'll fix itself. It always does. Yeah, so Lycus is like, y'all, I got a fucking crown. What the shit? I got a crown.
But what does it do?
I have no idea. It's a crown. Does it need to do anything?
Well, I can win battles with this axe. It has a purpose. The purpose of your crown. You have no city.
It designates me as the leader.
At the regardless of what that crowns, inspire command based on person.
Absolutely, they do.
Perhaps there is something on the crown to enhance that, and finally, Euron will let go of Cyanus.
I mean,
just kind of go. You're not allowed to die again, you asshole.
Xander himself gave me Xander's crown. Xander Urat gave me his crown.
Yeah, I'm starting to question the judgment a little bit.
I think it means I rule all of Thylea personally.
No.
I mean, did I just?
I'm gonna back away in case the gods choose to smite you at this moment.
Kira.
Actually, Kira, do you know if the crown had any special purpose to it? Or is it just going to be powered by his ego? I mean that in the most loving sense.
Of course you do.
But
well, Xander's crown didn't have any special properties that I'm aware of when he first claimed it. However, such a powerful entity going through the trials and tribulations he did, and he may have gained some ability on its own, as some things are tempted to do here in Thylea.
Well, I will figure these out pronto stat.
Euron's gonna tap her new armor, kind of look at him both. I assume this passes. May as well.
Oh, let me take a look. I'm gonna sit down and start doing a detect magic ritual. It'll take me a minute.
Yeah.
It'll take me 10 minutes actually. They're like, give me 5.
She'll sit down.
5 candlesticks worth of time. Birthday candles, the little ones.
Although, as much as I do want you to do that, I don't know if this place is still on that timer thing. I don't.
Oh no, we killed that guy. There's no timer. That was the whole point of. Well, we didn't know there was a timer.
Others.
We didn't know there was a timer. We just physically had to keep the time.
I know.
Yes, that was a very metagame thing, but I like the idea.
Sorry, I'm trying to find a way to explain that. Sorry.
It seemed like he was coming at us every X amount of minutes.
Every 20 minutes, it seems like he just showed up. It's crazy.
Then let me rephrase that. If you let me. Just think. We may have killed the living Minotaur. I don't know if that suddenly stopped all the undead ones. Or the other skeletons.
Well, if they do come back, I'd rather be in this chamber with Xander. He can rise back up and
you think he would
defeat them. I don't know.
He sort of did his one big thing. Which I know, kind of pat the sarcophagus. Thank you for that, by the way.
Thanks, buddy.
Just if we go out, I need to make sure that I flip that switch before Ina comes through.
Oh yeah, the pressure plate. The pressure plate.
Do you want to become a pancake?
Didn't you turn it off?
Well,
Lycus,
that's
you turned it
technically
off.
the second time I've turned it off. So I think it's just a reset. But it's not
Plus-
a permanent reset.
Plus,
Well, the good
better safe
news-
than sorry.
But
Yeah.
the good news is that there is a nice big hole in the gate. So if it does trigger, you should still be able to get out.
Hmm.
Just you may have to crouch down rather small.
I don't get very small. Maybe we can find a way where we can circumvent that chamber. Or maybe the magic of this place is gone. I don't know. What do you think, Kara?
Well, any traps that were put in place to protect Xander had to have been able to be disabled for at least the amount of time required for the acolytes and those who gave legitimate offerings and prayers to come and handle their business. So if Lycus truly did deactivate the trap, then there should be a decent amount of time it would stay deactivated, I would think. Unless they left
Okay.
somebody by the lever the whole time, in which case we'll see. But I think you'll be alright. I have faith. You've already beaten it once. More or less.
This true.
Also, I managed to call on the god I've been praying to all my life, and she actually answered me. That is a very odd feeling.
I bet I can help you one on that. Have any of you ever died?
No.
Only when rejected by the beautiful ladies. I die a little bit inside each and every day.
May I ask what that was like?
No.
Oh, she was there. She was there. Of course it was. Of course she was.
Yeah, let's,
Did you get a chance to slap her? That's the only question I'll ask.
I mean, look at me.
No, you didn't. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I fucking slapped her, I wouldn't be here right now.
Oh,
But, she sent me back because she said, basically, meh, not today. I'm too busy. Go back.
Too busy.
Well, how thoughtful of her.
So,
I wouldn't know to take that as a compliment or an insult.
I mean, I'm gonna take it as both.
The
One,
complimenting
she
insult.
doesn't want to deal with me. Two, now we know she's planning something.
Mm.
Yes.
So that's it. You just have to die, and you get the inside information.
You get the
We're
fuck
not-
away from me with that dagger right now.
I'm not gonna get blood on my new crown.
I'd like to roll insight by killing Cyanus.
Make an attack roll.
These stones have
20.
already lost.
Fuck!
Maybe not. I've lost enough people. I'd rather not lose any of you.
I want to take a pause. We took a long rest here. I know we took.
No.
No, we didn't take a long rest. We
Yeah.
took.
We haven't
Obviously.
rested at all.
We're resting in here, but we're not.
Yeah, we're kind of
sleeping
just
in
like
here.
standing around.
Yeah,
Yeah. Letting the adrenaline drain out of our bodies.
yeah. Because I was gonna say I'd like to take a minute and collect ourselves. I'm pretty sure I'll ultimately want to take a short rest. Is what I'm getting at before we start heading out and renewing our adventures.
My only thought with that might be, I don't know, if they disarm the trap long enough for people to conduct a ritual and leave. I don't know how long that ritual will be. I don't know that, because if we rest, I don't know.
Well, I mean, we could rest out there then, I guess. We'll
Yeah,
just have
like-
to see.
Like back in Balmetria's tomb.
Or
Yeah.
the entryway of the labyrinth where there was that statue.
Either way, I just want to get the fuck out of this labyrinth. I already died
agree.
once today. I don't want to die again.
I'd rather you didn't die either. That was not pleasant. And
Rather trying.
there might be like streaks of like wet eyeliner like down her face, but just trying to wipe off.
Shall we get a move on then?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll take point again.
Let's see, I gotta pull up the map.
I'll take rear again, and I'll maybe bow towards the sarcophagus.
We don't have to worry about the map unless you guys want to explore the labyrinth. Because you guys already know the way in.
I mean,
we know the way out.
You do know the way out,
Let's just hug right.
basically.
oh, now he wants to follow the rules.
Well, I mean, I also still have my marks on the wall.
I'll follow Cyanus.
Okay.
I'll take the rear.
Okay. Lorius and Kira smashed in the middle as usual. Cyanus takes that first hesitant step out into the trapped chamber. He walks out slowly towards the middle. Nothing happens. Aina follows him, cautiously stepping. You hear her hooves clacking on the stone floor. Nothing happens. One by one, you all filter through the chamber, through the other side. And then after about 15 minutes of relatively uneventful travel, except for maybe a couple of... Wait, this way? This way? You find your way out of the labyrinth, and you are once again at the entrance to the maze in the antechamber with the statue of the Minotaur and the murals around you. Well, I'm really glad to get out of there. Lycus, that crown heavy? Loria says.
No, it's actually feather light. It's crazy. I can barely feel it on my head.
Well, it suits you. As do the rest of the items to all of you. You look like the heroes I knew you to be. I mean, you always looked like heroes, but I'm gonna go over here. And Lorius kind of goes over to the side.
Can I insight check? Because that felt like... Can I insight check if that was awkwardness or if that was a slip of the tongue?
You can roll an insight check whenever you want, sure.
Yeah, I'm going to. Oh god, I have like no insight. Oh god.
I'll help her out with it.
That's a net.
How are you gonna help her with it?
Because my dude.
Like, we both shoot each other with a look of, the fuck was that?
You're welcome to roll for yourself, sure.
Yeah, you
Okay.
roll because I rolled a nat 1.
All right. Yeah, let me see if I can...
I'll roll a nat 1.
Yeah, you're not sure what to make of Lorius. That was a very, very curious.
rolled an 11.
11? It didn't seem malicious or anything. It seemed as though he was trying to compliment Lycus, and then he forgot his manners and went to compliment the rest of you, and then stumbled because he was kind of fumbling. Yeah. And just kind of went to hide his face for a minute to regain his composure.
Untrusting of our dear friend Lorius. What is up with you people?
I didn't say anything. I just kind of stared.
Oh, I mean, really. I swear, some people's children. So disrespectful.
My father would actually agree with you.
Can we tell what time of day it is? Like, do we have an idea of how much time has passed since we entered the labyrinth?
We have a goddess right there. Kira, time is it?
Yep, Kira's thinking.
She's feeling the sun, literally, and it's...
She's soaking in the vibes. I would say it's probably because you rested the night before, and you traveled there, which was... I want to say it was another 3/4 of a day. So it's probably creeping up on evening. You spent probably an hour or so in game time there.
All right. Just before we rest, we need to make a fire because I'm fucking freezing right now.
I can barely feel my face now that we're closer to the door, yes.
Okay, yeah, but let's make a little We'll safe camp right here, out of the wind. We
We
know the
actually have any
baddies are that way.
Please say we don't actually need firewood. Do we need firewood?
You have torches.
That is
Smash 'em
firewood.
up. Yeah, we brought our own kindling.
Yeah. Well, put some torches down then.
Okay.
Now I have a tinder box if no one else has one.
I have one too.
Uh-huh.
Easy enough. So, you get a small fire going enough to kind of quickly warm the chamber with the marble around you, reflecting the heat very well. The wind isn't cutting in here very, very harsh because of the cliffs outside. It's kind of sheltered. So, make a fire, lights up the room. You see the murals in all their glory once more. The massive statue there in the antechamber, and everybody starts kind of making their little sleeping area for the night to rest up.
Well, hey guys, just thinking about it. Were there any other Dragon Lords that nobody really liked?
I mean,
not
two.
Xanther, obviously, but weren't the other guys somewhere around here?
The Arcalanders. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to go after all this, if you don't mind. You don't mind waiting a little come morning. I want to find Estor's tomb. I don't know how trapped it is. I don't plan on robbing it.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't imagine it'd be all that trapped. I mean, they didn't even consecrate the place.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, would it hurt to just take a look, kind of see what's going on around out there?
I just want to have words with that, I know he's not actually haunting the place, but...
Who all of you is proficient in perception?
I've got expertise.
Let me rephrase. Everybody who's proficient in perception, give me a perception check.
I can... Bard allows me to add my perception or my proficiency because, so does that count? I'm not proficient, but it gives me the ability to add to every one of my skills because I'm a bard.
No, let's keep proficiencies a thing because I want to help characters be differentiated. Does that make sense?
I just wanted to make sure because it was a class ability.
I appreciate it, yeah.
I rolled a 19.
Jack of all trade is what it is.
Yes, sir.
17.
Damn, all of you?
I mean, I've got a +7 to perception right now.
God, I'm just sitting here by myself, not perceiving shit.
I have a +3.
Because you only have eyes for yourself, Lygus.
These golden eyes are on you now.
As you see, his glasses kind
eyes.
of shapeshift to golden shapes as they sprinkle in front of you.
With my golden eyes, stare back.
Aina and Cyanus. As Euron brings up Estor and visiting his tomb, you're accustomed to seeing Kira barely looking up from her scripts at all while you're traveling, often having to pull her out of the way of a branch or push her head down to get underneath the low-hanging obstacle. But as she's writing and the topic of Estor comes up, you see her left eyebrow slightly raise and her head pick up a little bit, almost as though she's trying not to be noticed, but just very, very slightly paying attention a little bit with a concerned look on her face. And she continues to write.
I don't plan on robbing the place. But if there's a statue at all, like here, perhaps something to represent him, I would like a moment alone with it.
I just wonder if there are any other tombs in this place with any other knights that are willing to part with any of their stuff to help us fulfill the prophecy. That's mainly what I'm concerned about.
I think we have everything we need to fulfill the prophecy from this place.
Yeah, and I mean, if we do go look at the Arcalanders, well, if we take anything from them, we'll be alright.
I mean, I was joking about pissing on their graves. I was joking.
Well, to your earlier question, Kira says, about any other dragon lords or people buried in the necropolis that weren't exactly universally admired. There was quite the sometimes not so friendly rivalry between Xander and Ryzon Phobos. They both had those who were more loyal to one or the other, and those who were more in Xander's camp obviously didn't take too much of a kinding to Ryzon, and vice versa. The Arcalander brothers, of course, had those who thought ill of them because of, well, what happened. More so Esther than Telemach, although Telemach was not exactly highly revered outside of official propriety. And then there was Myrto and Adonis, although they were appreciated and held in high regard. It was obvious they had their own flaws, whether it be looking magnificent or being not altogether worthless, but not nearly as effective in a fight as the other ones, and so on. They all had flaws, is the point I'm attempting to make. They all had people who valued one Dragon Lord or revered one over the other, for whatever reasons they had. None of them were beyond reproach, even Xander, unfortunately.
No person's ever truly beyond reproach.
Well then. Who has dinner? Rations?
Get out the horn.
I think I already used it this morning,
Oh,
unfortunately.
Oh, she did. She used it for breakfast.
If there was anything left, I think may have put some leftovers in our bags, but there should have been enough for a day. Just might be a little bit smushed.
Yeah, speaking of this, now that you're talking about food, you realize this is more of a customary habit to eat when you're resting in the morning and night. The food from the Horn of Balmitria seems to fill you. You don't really feel hungry so much as you're driven to eat because you feel like you're supposed to eat.
Oh, so it sates us all day, is what you're saying.
It does.
Interesting.
But you know how you ate, but you're still hungry, but you're not really needing to eat hungry, but you just want a snack, but you can't find anything to snack on, so you raid the fridge. That's where we're at.
Quarantine eating?
Quarantine. We're putting on our COVID-15
Boredom
right
eating.
now.
Just generally boredom eating.
No, it's the MSG. Like we ate half an hour ago, and now we're hungry again.
It's the MSG. All right, well, oh god, if it's that late outside, I kind of don't want to camp here, but I don't want to camp outside, and I don't want to
go in the
travel
snow.
at night.
I refuse to get out in that snow.
Well, if y'all think we'll be safe here, we can kind of take some shifts and try to do a long, a long night stay here. I kind of think it'd be better if we put ourselves in a single room, but
Like out in the tomb.
I mean,
the only
we cleared
rooms
it.
that we encountered with doors are the ones full of blood and bones.
Well, the bone. I don't know. I guess as long as we keep a proper watch, we should be fine. I just don't wish to be slain in my sleep. That's all.
I can take second watch.
take
I don't want to go
first.
outside. My clothes are fucking wrecked right now.
Would you like to borrow my cloak?
No, I'm good for right now.
Loria speaks up. I would like to take a watch, if it's all right.
No, absolutely not. No. We can't ask that of you.
But if you want to watch with one of us,
Yeah, you can learn. I don't think you've adventured enough with us to warrant a single watch, but we'll be more than happy to let you watch with one of us. Euron, I believe you were very interested in talking to him about his newfound powers.
I
So
also want
perhaps
to
he
take,
can. Perhaps
also,
he
I
can
want to
take
take a
watch.
moment and look at this armor. So
Yeah, so you
perhaps,
could
perhaps
share.
you could assist me.
Absolutely. See,
Mm.
good buddy.
Whatever you want's fine. I just really like to help.
And you are doing an amazing job helping, buddy. I really appreciate it.
Perhaps take my watch with me then, so I can try and see if there's anything more I can figure out about this armor. No,
all right.
Again.
That sounds great. And he hurries up and like bundles up really, really quick and tries to close his eyes and force himself to sleep.
I'll take I can take last watch if you like, or third, whichever works. No, who wants to take first? How about let's start with that. First? Second?
Second.
Lycus, do you want to go last or first? Last or third, sorry.
I'll go third this time. I normally pull the last shift, but I think I shall take the third shift this night.
All right, then I'll pull the morning.
Okay. All right, so anything else before you settle in? Once? Twice?
I'd like to take a moment, if I could, just before bed, just to quietly I'm not actually, like, offering a sacrifice, I'm not asking a question. I just want to sort of offer a prayer of thanks to Mitros for what she did, and as a thank you for, after all these years, finally letting me know that she was there and listening to me.
All right. Easy enough. Also, your volume's getting a little bit quiet.
That was me being quiet, sorry.
I know. It's okay. I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. I heard a couple of uhs. Anything else?
I was gonna say, no, I had my detect magic on, so if there's anything about the magical items or equipment people are wanting to know that I can't tell, that it's not identified, but it's like, yes, that's magical, that's not magical. I would let everybody know it. Clearly, there's something emanating from this, from that. But it just tells me it is magical, and then what school of magic it is, enchantment, which most equipment is going to be enchanted. So, or illusionary if it's fate or something else. But that's all you're really going to get. And then I would take my crown off and put it in my bag, because I'm not going to sleep in my crown.
Okay. So yes, they all do glow. Yours and Euron's glow much more brightly in the kind of silvery blue color of enchantment magic, as you said. Cyanus and Ina's items, the axe and the shield, much dimmer and kind of sporadic, is almost flickering, and something's not quite right. So, easy enough. All right, so everybody give me perception checks for your watches. Euron, roll with advantage because Glorious is with you.
Well, that was a nat 20 anyways.
Okay, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, you get 2 nat 20s, let's see.
No, that was a 10, so 13.
I was gonna say, she's already
I was gonna
burned.
say, this one, like, I already burned all my bad ones on this one, I think.
Okay. Lycus?
I got a 4.
Ina?
21.
Cyanus?
18.
All right. So, on Euron's watch, the night has passed relatively peacefully up to this point. The silver moon coming over the canyon that you're in is providing an eerie light, reflecting down upon the relatively pyramid-shaped tomb of Balmitria and all these stone figures outside. The night has gotten very, very cold just beyond the doorway. You can see your breath even inside the chamber, although you are physically warm. Silent, very, very silent. As always, it has been very still. Euron, you wake up. You arouse Glorious, who wipes the sleep out of his eyes, and joins you on watch. During your watch, you see in the distance, at the edge of the canyon, flying low over the mountaintops, 10 winged figures. Their voices eerily reminiscent of the harpies that you saw on the pathway coming up. They circle low several times and then proceed to keep flying along the horizon. They seem to be searching or looking. They don't make any movements towards your group, but they are there doing something. Lorius says, not in conjunction with this, but separately. Lorius says, I really appreciate you letting me take a watch with you, Euron. I feel like I kept getting left behind or kind of forgotten, and I'd really like to stay with all of you. And I think that if I can prove myself to be worthy, then maybe some people in your party might take me more seriously, notice me a little better, or just
darling.
kind of did I say something wrong?
No, she's just she looks like super fond. Just like sort of a bit like if you imagine like a little brother being like, I think I like somebody and I don't know what to do with it. Like that's the face she's making.
Well, anyway, I really appreciate giving me the chance and always being so nice to me. Everybody's been very nice to me.
I appreciate the help. I guess I will offer the turn. We did not intend. When you stayed back and we left you to face her labors, in part with the whole prophecies thing. I know we look for help. Or we will always be looking for help, but there always seems to be, at least in all those great stories we all hear, that the heroes are supposed to face it themselves, the great dangers themselves. Also, to be fair, in that mine we were almost burnt alive in oil. Aina ended up going swimming in magma. She was okay, but... And then there was a dog with, frankly, the worst breath I've ever smelt in my life. It was rotting. It was but I think you may have needed a little time to be ready to come along with us, and I look forward to your company.
No, I understand that. I know that there's things you all need to do, and you need to do them by yourself, and I won't be able to always be with you every time you go and save the world. I want to feel like I'm doing something. I want to feel like I've earned the affection that has been stated from time to time, and I feel like maybe there was a
Take your time.
So, look, I love you all. I do. I love you all, and I think that one of the reasons that the world has gotten this way is because everybody's been so busy recovering from the first war and being ready for the next war that they forgot how to love each other in a real way, instead of just and I think that would help a lot. And I really love Lycus, and I think that maybe some part of him that he's struggling with kind of loves me too, but he doesn't know how to express it, or he keeps pushing it back down because every now and then it'll pop out, and maybe he thinks I'm not as worthy as he first thought. I don't know. I
can only offer so much advice. I don't even know how I managed to get married in the first place, how I managed to earn that. But Lycus is as we know, he is quite a wonderful man, and skilled, and granted he is an absolute pain in my ass a good amount of the time. But I also know that sorry, I'm trying to think of how to put this into words. God damn it, I can't look at my Discord notifications, you asshole!
You're ruining it!
I know.
Anything,
I'm
we're making it
dropping
better
in
for the
all
rest of
kinds
us.
of shit. That's totally me.
I think in what some ways Lycus is in a little somewhat similar to you, that he does express affections openly, but perhaps they're not quite as deep. And also I think he expects that if he does say he does try and pursue me, as he has been doing, off and on, despite the fact that how much I've told him no, I don't think he would expect that it would last as long.
Wait.
So,
That's it.
What? What do you think?
What the hell are you doing?
He makes advances at you, and you tell him no. He makes advances at Aina, she tells him no. He makes advances at Kira, she tells him no. But he's losing interest in me because I'm doing everything he asks. So I just need to
you
tell
could try
him
and play hard to get. That is an option.
I'm gonna be worthy of his love, but I'm not going to dote upon him anymore, because then he feels like I'll always be there and it's not interesting. See, I knew I could figure this out. Look, tell you what, I might need your help with that, so...
I'm not very good at that, unfortunately.
Well, okay, look, I'll stick... Can I stick with you?
Of course.
And if I say or do something that's, not what I'm trying to do, you help me, and maybe I can, instead of staying closer to him in fights and siding with him, I'll side with you, and maybe that'll get his attention.
That could work, most certainly.
Thank you, Euron. Thank you.
This is so... And Euron's in her head just going like, oh, fuck! And also just going, I need to talk to Lycus, I need to talk to Lycus, I need to talk to Lycus.
Okay, so, mechanically...
Also, if there's a moment before, watch, she wants to try and sit and, she wants to see if she can, basically, if, the real game, purpose, she wants to see if she can try and attune to this armor somehow and, inspect it and see if there's something she can do to figure out what on earth this thing is.
That's fine. So, mechanically, you have to identify it and then attune to it. It didn't automatically attune to you guys like Ina's did with the other thing. So you can totally identify it, that's fine. And I'm pretty sure you already pulled it up in D&D Beyond, so you've already got that covered. You just need to attune to it at some other point. Even when you're just riding around, it's kind of not a hand wave thing, but you get the idea. And also, now... Lorius has, for lack of a better term, attuned with you. He's bonded with you in a way. So when you all choose to bring him along, you, for the purposes of combat and movement and stuff, you are going to control him as an NPC.
Oh. Oh god, Joey! Okay.
Enjoy your Lorius.
Why'd you put that on me?
You said yes.
Oh god.
Enjoy your level 5 Klinger.
So, unless there's anything else you'd like to say or do, the rest of your watch passes just fine.
No, that's it, other than, occasionally check on the squad being like, you're okay? You're okay? Okay, good buddy. I can have some nuts for you.
He's always there. He's staying out of your way. He's gotten very good at maneuvering, shoulder to shoulder, keeping his balance. He's with you the whole time. It's just kind of an assumed fact that he's with y'all is how I've been considering it.
Okay,
So,
wonderful.
yep. He's very intelligent as well. Just, you know that, so I'm just reminding you of that. So, the rest of your watch passes, and the rest of... Well, y'all were last watch, correct?
I was last watch, yeah.
Okay, so as the sun rises up over the canyon, the sky begins to turn the various shades of red and orange and purplish pink. As the sun greets you on a new day, it is still cold, but not quite as cold. It is still deathly silent, and one by one, your party members wake up and begin their morning rituals. The scene is yours.
Hold on, I'm just going to see. I know it says that the horn could make food, water, and wine. Could it by chance make something hot? Like,
Sure.
like tea, the sort of thing, yeah.
Sure.
So, we'll see if she can get that going in the morning. Mireille, see if she can get, whatever the Thylene equivalent of coffee is. She
Well,
basically is getting...
they have
Okay.
coffee, they have tea.
Okay, getting the
Basically, if you
coffee
come up
going
with
then.
it, it's fine. Okay, you got it. Very sweet, aromatic sense of coffee fills the chamber. Fog expands. Food appears before you. You have your morning meal. What do you do?
Just to let everyone know, there were some harpies on the horizon. They didn't come this way, they didn't leave. It's like there were... I know they're not vultures, but they were circling. I think they may be waiting for us when we leave.
You think were they in the direction of the nest? Do you believe the path we came?
I believe so, yes.
Oh dear.
It was like they were kind of going back and forth, like they were looking for us.
I wonder if there's a way we might be able to stop their sound, because I'd prefer not to be caught in that one again. Wonder if we plug
Agreed.
our ears with something. Because we'll have to go back unless there's another way down this mountain.
Then maybe
These moments when I wish I had a long bow or something.
there may be another way, but I don't think we ever actually learned it. There's that no, the man who had robbed the grave.
Well, we defeated them once. I think we can do it again. We just have to watch each other. And if one of us gets charmed or whatever strange hold they put on us, we have to help each other break it.
I do vote if we have any. I think I have an old shirt in here. If we want to try and tear it up and put some cloth in our ears, see if that'll help.
Yeah. I mean, we got to get down this mountain, and I mean, it's going to pass through them again, and yeah, that could just turn out really bad.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely, we'll just have to make sure we keep an eye on each other, so if something happens, we can see it. We won't be able to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, shall we? Well, I mean, I'm gonna
I want to go take a
Really?
look at Estor's tomb, at the very least.
just kind of peek inside, or just look at the tomb.
I would like to open the door and peek inside.
Oh, let's go take a look.
Okay.
You guys go. I'll stay here. I have no further wish of seeing my people being slaughtered by these people.
Good
Sans?
way to put it.
I'll hang back, especially with what you were saying about harpies. Like, I don't feel good about just leaving her alone here.
Okay. Glorious rises to proceed with Euron, and Kira is perfectly comfortable where she is. So you see the rest of the party members walk out into the necropolis as a whole, walking along the cliff, disappearing from sight. Euron and your group, going tomb by tomb, you eventually find the tomb of Esther, almost the entire way down the upper cliff. You see this same marble pillars twined with dragons on either side, the massive stone block in front of it, except you notice looking at all these tombs, the only one that had a handle was Xander Huroth's. The rest of them are completely smooth, and they all bear a similar description on all of them. And when you arrive at Estor's, the inscription reads, "Here lies Estor Archelander, oath sworn of Alkirlia. Death awaits any who would desecrate the great warrior within."
I want to see if I can push the doors open.
Okay, so refreshing your memory, there aren't doors so much as it's a massive rectangular slab of stone, about 10 feet tall, 5 feet wide. You have seen some of these tombs have been opened in the past from various scrape marks and such near some of these mantle stone blocks that keep everything safe and secure inside. So they seem to be possible to move, but it is a really big stone.
No, I have no idea how to open this. If there's like a slit or anything.
And you can roll an investigation check.
Yeah, I will try and investigate the damn door. Otherwise, I'm just gonna yell at the slab.
Okay. Easy enough. You don't really have to roll, but taking
12.
a moment to investigate, that's fine. All the sides are smooth on this. It's not designed to be opened. Again, you have seen scratch marks and things where they can maybe be shoved or toppled over. If someone significantly powerful enough or with magic or something can do so. But they aren't designed to be open. They're designed to keep
this was put in place
tombs
to
sealed.
just stay
Yeah.
there and not be open again.
I don't think. Well, I think that might stop our idea of grave robbing. I guess.
It's almost as if they wanted to keep him in as much as they wanted to keep others out. Huh.
Given how many people viewed him, I can very much understand that.
Yeah, but regardless, I mean, he was viewed one way, but look around. None of the others seem to be this. And when we passed by the other tombs, because I believe there were, I don't have the map pulled up exactly yet. There were other tombs on the way to his, right? Like just passing by, you would see the doors. And obviously, the one we were in, Xanthers, had a different setup than everyone else's, I would assume. But were they similar? Were they all different? Is this the only one that had a big fucking rolling stone in front of it, or?
No. So Xander's was the only one that had a handle.
Right.
All the other ones are almost identical except for the inscription on the massive slab that sits in front of them.
Okay,
and
so every other one had this rolling stone.
Yes, well, it's not a rolling stone, it's a giant rectangle. And looking around at the other ones, you have seen that in the past, grave robbers or someone else may have been able to push or knock over these stones in some fashion.
Yeah.
But they clearly aren't designed to be moved.
Yeah, once they're in place, they're locked in place. Ideally. Okay.
Now, we might be able to pull it open, but...
I don't know. We might be...
I don't want to waste the effort on this one.
Yeah, I'm not looking. It's just you and I'm not looking to... If this guy was as big of a dick as he wanted to be.
I was planning on yell. All I wanted to do was yell. That was all.
No. No, I think we best... I mean, we could look around the area some more, but I'm not here to rummage around. Although I wouldn't have a problem rummaging through his tomb. I think there's just a lot more going on with the party. If it was you and I, maybe. But we got everybody waiting on us.
All right. Then, will you give me a moment?
Yeah, sure. I give her a moment and walk back.
No, I'm just gonna kind of stare at the stone and just be like, this would be so much easier if there was a face I could yell at. You absolute motherfucker. Yes. All I've seen, all I've heard of you are the horrible things you did. And I know you're not the only human. I know you weren't the only human in the Dragon Lords. No. But I'm the only one in this one. And I don't understand. Is power just like this? That it will corrupt you, twist you into this? Were you like this all along? All I hear are the stories of what you did and what these other Dragon Lords have done, and I just feel sick. And these are my friends. I've only known them so long, but if being a Dragon Lord is being like you in taking the ends to justify the means and wanton slaughter to try and restore order, I'm quite happy forsaking the title. I'm glad if you were not consecrated, well, as you are not, and if this door was open, I would gladly find your grave and spit on it. Wherever you are, I will only offer you the respect the dead generally deserve, that you may rest, but you were not a hero. And I hope that none of us will ever walk your path. And then, not just for the hell of it, I will just spit on them, try and aim for the word Estor engraved on the stone. And
As soon as it flies out of your mouth and hits really close to where you want it to, it hits the stone slab and drips down a little bit, oozing down the surface before it freezes in place, and now this white mark stains the slab just underneath his name, at least for the time being.
then I will turn and walk back towards Lycus and Loris.
Okay.
And then I'm good.
Easy enough.
Any others we wanted to see? I guess Lycus. I'm addressing Lycus, just making sure.
Yes, dear.
Are there any
Just see
others
me
you want to
poking
see?
around. Oh, no, I think, I don't think there's really anything more I need to see here. Although I'm
Okay.
interested to explore the area, I don't feel that there's anything more here at these tombs we need to worry about.
I'm not sure if there's much else here, admittedly. But we can look around, most certainly.
Absolutely.
This place seems the only thing it was designed to be, supposed to be, was just to harbor the tombs.
Yeah. This is their grave. It's way out in the middle of fucking nowhere. Wait a minute. What about Balmitria's tomb?
What about it?
Well, we haven't taken a real look at that, have we?
We went in and looked around, but
But we didn't.
the only thing that was in there were there were the murals on the wall, and then where I presume Balmitria was.
Yeah. Oh, I would just love to see that majestic dragon herself, you know?
I suspect if fate is kind, I'm not sure we will see one exactly like Balmitria. But I'm sure we will see dragons, if this is hopefully our fate.
Would that not be the most perfect coincidence?
I would hope
Could
so.
you imagine us being dragon lords and dragon riders and perhaps even starting our own order? Could you imagine that? Charging off to battle.
I admit, well, riding a dragon would be wonderful. I'm not sure I would want that for myself. Well, at least the founding of the order sort of bit.
I think it would be interesting.
I just
Would
want to
be-
do this and go home.
Yeah. Well, but if this is our home now,
And I want my family in it, and I need that to be fixed.
so by this time we'll be walking back to all you guys, probably showing back up in here.
Yeah. As it seems, and I can't believe I'm saying this. Lacus, I think you and my wife would actually get along.
Well, of course we would. I am the most lovable person out here. It's not like I'm an Aina.
Are you saying she is less lovable than you?
Ah, Aina, Cyanus, how are things going? Are y'all ready to go?
Waiting on you.
Let's do it.
I'm ready to get somewhere fucking warm.
Maybe once we get back to our bags, I'd like to pull out, like, if I have any excess fabric, and just start tearing off pieces and offer. Maybe it'd be like, here's your left ear, here's your right, here's your left ear, here's your right. And just reduce this thing to tatters. So that we have earplugs.
Okay. Easy enough. Everybody dons them that wishes to do so. And you begin exiting the necropolis at Tillamook, passing all the crumbled statues and pillars along the way, the stones of the great dragon lords and their descendants rising up into the cliffside beyond. You make your way across the only remaining bridge that is still standing out of the three. As you cross to the other side and once again find yourselves on this narrow, snow-covered cliffside path known as the Path of the Dead. A few moments pass as you walk down and you hear a thunderous shout, an agony, a wailing of sorts from across the canyon in the necropolis. And you see haphazardly charging towards you in juddering steps, dragging a massive old rusted great axe, the risen, decomposing form of Graxus the Minotaur, charging towards the bridge as he runs in your direction.
Run!
He gets up. He makes his way to the bridge. He's clambering across. And you'll take a second to start to formulate how to react to this. And you see the black silhouette of figure of Damon appear on the bridge between you and Graxus. He nods to each of you, glances over his shoulder. No face, just the black robe. He takes his hands up towards his chest and slowly brings him down to his sides. And you hear stone on stone cracking as the center of the bridge slowly starts to crumble away, disappearing into the canyon below. And Graxus, standing on the opposite side at the very edge, howling in rage next to Damon, cursing you for defeating him.
When you say he's undead, yes?
Hmm.
Okay. So presumably I'm just imagining like his neck's like torn open and just dripping.
Oh yeah, no, he's still very, very much in the state you left him, just hobbling along kind of haphazardly, with his leg not working quite right, blood slowly dripping out of all the various wounds he had, his neck, body, everything.
I'll just maybe yell over him, "May your watch have more challenges so you're not bored off your tits," and then just leave. I was trying to say out of your skull, and then it didn't work halfway through the sentence.
It's okay. It's okay. Happens to the best of us.
So, let's get the hell away from here.
That was interesting as fuck.
Can we get out of here? Wasn't that the only bridge that was good, and now there's a giant hole in it?
You had already crossed the bridge. You were on the other side of the bridge. You were on the pathway. Yes.
But now, if we wanted to go back, there's a giant fucking hole
Yes.
in the bridge.
And a pissed off Minotaur.
And a very pissed off Minotaur
And
somewhere.
he was already pissed. He was already pissed off.
Well,
But
wouldn't
now
you
he-
be?
Yeah, but now
You're
he's dead.
cursed?
And,
To
Absolutely, yes.
but now he's
guard
dead
someone
and
who
pissed off.
killed your people? I'd be pissed as hell too. I'm
Why is
super
he
sad
pissed
for
at
him.
us?
Because
I think he's been pissed so long, his targets are everyone.
Everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I look towards the horizon. Do I see the harpies? Do I see any sign of harpies?
No signs of life anywhere. Just snow falling all around you.
Okay. Let's keep on then.
I just hope the horses are all right.
I'm fine.
Okay.
I mean, I wasn't talking about you, dear, but I know because I know you're all right. But
Making your way back down the path. Half a day or so passes along this narrow, snaking, very slick, treacherous pathway along the mountains, and you find yourselves walking down into the green valley between the two ridges of the Mithril Mountains where you left your horses before you continued your journey towards the necropolis. The sun has risen. It's high in the sky now. It's very warm, very comfortable in the valley around you. You hear birds chirping, which is almost an alien sound because of the dead silence that's been surrounding you for almost a day now. And you approach the copse of trees where you had stationed your horses the day prior. You hear, as you approach, a voice coming through the copse of trees. Hey there, little fella. How are you doing? You look so happy. You're so cute. Man, I don't know what you guys are doing, but it's just... Oh, man, it's so nice to see some other horses in here. Oh, man. I just, And he continues talking to the horses in the trees. You hear his voice kind of filtering across the breeze in your direction.
Do we recognize his voice?
No.
Who the fuck is talking to Lord Bearer?
Y'all might want to go figure that out.
I'd go figure it out.
out of curiosity, I'll try and whistle as I'm walking. Like, it's not in tune at all, but it's a tune just to try and announce presence a little bit.
I try to be sneaky, and then she's like,
All right.
thank you very much. So excited.
You can hide.
I have so much to teach you guys about being
And
subtle.
Lord-
Holy shit.
You see Lorius turn to Lycus as he exchanges that with you, Euron. He just starts whistling the same tune you were as you're approaching the trees. So
I'm gonna love being attuned to that satyr.
So you approach the trees, and the talking stops as you get closer, and you see a pair of horse legs come out, and then the torso of an unknown centaur appear from the other side of the trees. This centaur is unlike any you have seen so far, drastically different than any of you have seen in all of Thylea. He has shoulder-length blonde hair. He has what appear to be golden leaves in a laurel fashion around his head. He has similar silver and gold-shaped flowers and a necklace around his bare torso, and his arms are adorned with leathery straps for bracelets and things of that nature. Sticks his head out from behind the trees and then confidently strides out before you, stumbling a bit, though, as he makes the corner, as though he's unsteady on his feet. Well, hello there, y'all. It's a real pleasure to meet you. I didn't think I was going to see anybody out here. I reckon these are your horses, aren't they?
Yeah.
Did we just
Yes, they
find
are.
the fucking hippie or the Lorius of the horses? The
Horseus.
centaur?
Is that
That's
in
out of character. No, that's
I
out
was
of
gonna
character.
say.
I'm like, did we just find the Lorius of the centaurs?
Did not really expect to find anyone out here.
Oh, neither did I. I'm so happy to see you. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. They call me Folon. What, do you all have names, or?
I'm pleased to meet you, Golan. My name's Euron.
Yeah.
You're on? You're quite mighty special looking.
That is one
gentlemen?
way to describe me, yes.
Oh, it is indeed, isn't it? You fine furry fellas. You got names? And Lorius announces himself.
I also announce myself.
They call me Ina.
Yeah, I go by the names Lycus.
Lycus? Cyanus?
Lycus.
Ina? And pretty lady back there. Akira?
This one is Lorius, and
Yeah.
this one is Kira.
Like I said, it's my pleasure to make your acquaintance. So what? Oh, let's skip the small chat. Which one of y'all wants to fight? As he kind of stumbles towards you and picks his hands up a little bit and he's waving back and forth unsteadily. I've been
Are you
itching.
drunk?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll an insight check on that.
Okay,
like-
roll an insight check.
Is there some context? Like, why do you want to fight?
I rolled a fucking 6.
You're not sure what to make of him. He does seem inebriated though. Who doesn't like to fight? If you don't like to fight, we don't have to. That's fine. I just figured if you like
Would you
to
just
fight, we
like
could
some-
fight.
Would you like some wine? I would offer that instead.
I mean, I'll take some wine, but I'd like to fight.
I mean, look, man, I'd fight you, but I don't want to kill anyone right now.
Oh,
Like, is he talking about like fight to kill or just like
Yeah.
fisticuffs?
Like sparring.
he has no weapons on him. His fists are up. He's just itching for a fight.
Well, you guys are up to this one because I can't hit shit.
I know.
Your arms aren't that puny, little guy. I'm sure you could do a little bit of damage.
A little bit.
I mean, I can slap the shit out of people, but it doesn't hurt them.
Slapping works. What about
I
you,
know.
miss? You look awful strong, and you got 4 legs like me. I bet you could go a round or 3. You know what I mean?
I could. I don't think that you can, though.
Well, today's your lucky day, because I can go. I can go real hard or real soft, if that's your fancy.
I believe that you believe that.
All right. Well,
Uh,
I'm right here. If you're scared, you can just say you're scared. It's fine, ma'am. I don't mean no offense.
I'll step
I'm
up
just-
to him.
All right. Tell you what, me being the gentle centaur that I am more than happy to let you get
Punch him in the face.
make an attack roll with advantage.
Sorry if that was too loud. It's God, hit him.
An 18.
18 hits. That was unarmed strike. It's 1 plus strength modifier.
One
Switch
plus
strength
strength modifier. So
Mhm.
4.
4 damage. Wham! Comes across, cracks him on his jaw. Well, I mean, I was getting to that anyway, but all right. Let's dance. He's going to make an attack roll against you. He rolled an 18. Does that hit?
Sure does.
Okay.
No
It's
protection in
1
this.
plus 4, so he does 5. So 5 damage to you.
Okay.
Alright. Now we're tussling. Let's dance. You like my fancy footwork? As he moves him around, kind of like double steps on accident.
I'll show you footwork, and I'm going to hit him with my hooves.
Okay.
So 18 plus 6. I'm going to hit him.
That hits. His AC is 12, by the way.
Well, that's a 4. That's a 2. So 6 plus 3, 9.
9. All right. Whoa! Ooh, that one stung. Yeah, I can do that though. And he kicks up with his hooves, and that is a 21 to hit.
Yup.
All right. And that is. Let me get one of these. I know you were going to go hooves. That's gonna be another 5 damage. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I misrolled that. Well, we'll roll with it. I'll roll right next time. He would have done more. So, how about that? Huh? You feeling
God.
tired yet?
Oh my
What
god,
is the
can you two
purpose
just
of
like
this?
stop horsing around?
Hey, I see what you did there. You're a funny little guy. If only your arms were as strong as your mind, you know what I mean?
Ali has given us all different gifts. I'm going to punch him again.
Go for it.
Actually, I'm going to attempt to shove. And I want to just shove him to the ground.
Okay. Athletics contest. That is going to be a 9.
I rolled a nat 20.
Nat 20. All right. So you feint with a punch. He ducks out of the way right into your other arm. You grab him by the shoulder with one hand, slam him into the ground. He slides for a little bit, leaving a thick streak in the mud. He is now prone. Man, I know you got some muscles. I didn't know you were strong. He gets up and he goes to punch at you again, but he misses horribly. He comes across, just catching nothing but air as your hair kind of moves back out of the way from the wind from his blow.
I believe I've bested you. Are you done yet?
I mean, if you want to quit, ma'am, I'll take the victory. It's too easy. You know what I mean? I'm having fun. Big old grin on his face, even though a little bit of blood's trickling down.
Did your tribe kick you out? I have a feeling they kicked you out.
Well, now, I don't think we should be talking about each other's tribes. That's just not good, very manners, ma'am. You know what I mean?
You don't have to call me ma'am. The battlefield does not care for genders. You're either strong enough to win or you're not.
All right, Miss Strong Woman. That's Miss Strong Centaur. I'm so sorry.
Can't handle this accent.
Are we done?
Are you done?
Oh, I'm never done. I mean, unless you knock me out, then I'll be done. But yeah, it happens. It's fine. I get to learn.
All right, go ahead.
I
Take
can
your
get to
shot.
go. All right. Natural 20. That was a punch, so I don't know if we should double that or not. We'll double it for fun. We'll say it's 8 bludgeoning damage. It comes across, wham, right in your rib cage. He knocks the wind out of you for a second. You get back up. I didn't mean to hurt you, man. I'm Miss Strong Centaur Woman. Didn't mean to hurt you at all. I promise.
You've got to do a lot better than that to hurt me.
All
He's
right.
got no weapons on him at all.
Nope.
Ay, ay,
He's a monk.
ay. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Y'all back up.
Oh fuck.
Oh God.
I want to. Where are we? We're on like a
You're in the
path
valley.
along a cliff.
No, you're in the valley now, by the
Okay.
horses where you left them. Mithril mountains are rising up all around you. There's grass, there's trees. He's kind of come out from the copse of trees where your horses were, so you're in a little bit of an opening, a little bit of a field here.
Okay. How close is he? We're like right up on each other, huh?
You are. I mean, you're trading blow for blow fists, so yeah.
Okay, I'm going to try to hit him with my hits again.
Okay.
21 to hit.
21 hits.
For 8 damage.
8. You kick out once again. As you hit in his chest, his upper body kind of rises up and he twists over to try and catch his balance, but he can't quite do so. He tumbles on the ground. You hear immediate whack as his head smacks into a stone on the ground. And you see he picks his head up. He looks even more dazed and confused than he was before, and there's a little bit of blood there on the stone. Woo! All right. Well, that you got me, man. Miss Centaur Strong Woman. I don't think I'm up for the fisticuffs with you, but I appreciate you giving me the runaround, if you know what I mean. So I'm just gonna yield and give you the floor, as it were. You have earned this victory. And he bends over and flourishes. Well, that was refreshing. That was mighty refreshing. Y'all seem like good, strong people. You get to enjoy a fight. You get to let two people duke it out when they're having some fun. I appreciate the lack of interference, even though somebody was getting a little smart mouth. That's okay. You seem like my kind of people. You know what I mean? I like good people. And he realizes he's still moving his hands around. He drops them. So,
Would you
what
like
you up
something
to?
for your? Would you like something for your head?
what's wrong with my head?
It hit a rock.
His hand on both sides. Piece of blood. Oh, whew, jumping dragonflies. I don't. That was I didn't know that was there. I'm all right.
Come over here and bend down.
All right. You don't want to get all testy. Watch those fangs. Ooh,
They won't bite unless I tell them to.
Is that a threat or a promise?
Neither. A fact.
All right. Okay. All right.
Humorous kid. I'll wrap up his head so it stops bleeding.
Okay. Well, appreciate your hospitality, as it were. So,
I'm gonna have
people
somewhere
say that.
we gotta go. You can tag along, or we can say goodbye here. But we're gonna continue traveling.
oh, I was having fun. If y'all would like to have me, I'd appreciate the company. My rider's gone now, so it'd be pleasant to walk with people again.
You had a
your
rider?
Rider?
Yeah, my rider.
I just stare
He-
incredulously at Ina.
Have I ever seen in the city people who rode centaurs?
Nope.
Forgive me for asking. I'm sure this may sound obvious to you. We've never seen anyone riding a centaur. I mean, unless we were in danger and Ina pulled us on her back.
Yeah.
Right.
I heard that about Centaur in the mainland. Y'all get awful right picky about people that jump on top of them
Where
and,
are you
and
from,
ride
then?
them.
Them city folks in them city folks in tar.
I never understood it personally. You got a perfectly good back. You got extra arms. Somebody's riding on you. Someone to keep you company. Someone to keep your back warm in the cold nights. But to each their own. No harms. I don't want to throw no stones. I don't want her to hit me no more. But yeah, we just well, actually, we kind of have to do it. So maybe that's why. But we got riders.
Have to.
You have to do it? What do you mean you have to do it? Who's forcing you to bear a rider?
It's a curse. From the Scorpion tribe, the Isle of the Scorpion. You never. I'm not surprised. Not many people from the mainland have heard of us. We have to. Once we get old enough, when most people start doing the reproducing thing. I mean, we do too. But we need to. When we're about that age, we have to find a rider, and we have to bond with a rider. Or another centaur. Just can't be from our own tribe because of the curse. So we bond with a rider, and that lets us stay as we are, like you see me right here, like that Miss Strong Woman Centaur right there. If we don't bond with a rider, then the curse kicks in, and we kind of turn into a giant scorpion. And so we usually have a month or so after we hit that age, or we turn to a giant scorpion, and then. Well, we're a giant scorpion, and that's no fun. So,
Well, did your rider have a name?
he did. Would you like to know it?
Yeah.
Janice.
And this may be too personal, but why is Janice not here now?
Because she got eaten.
By what?
Eaten. Yeah. Y'all.
Eaten by
eaten.
like 8. She got 8.
Like something
for
ate
dinner.
her. Yeah, something ate her.
What the fuck ate your rider?
Well, all right. So this is what happened. All right, we came here across the mountains, and we came to this valley, and she was trying to find a golden ram, which is really, really rare. Which I tried telling her that, but she don't listen to me because she's always got to be right. So anyway, we were down here, and we were looking for the golden ram, and then this big old boy, he was super tall, he had gray skin, big old strong muscles. We saw him from behind. We were creeping up all sneaky like, not to arouse him because he was so big, and all we saw was shoulders, right there at the treetops, just shoulders, no head or nothing. And we were walking along, and she was arguing with me, whispering in my ear. I got distracted, and I stepped on a twig, and then snap, and then this big old shoulder monster turned around and looked at us, a big old eye right here in his chest, a big old mouth. He started ripping up trees and stones, and I was running through the forest as fast as I could. She was telling me to turn around to fight this thing. But anyway, so long story short, she got eaten by that thing.
Cyclops. Oh god.
I've seen Cyclops. It wasn't really
he said
Cyclops,
eye in
and
the
no
chest.
disrespect.
Yeah, he said
right.
eye in the chest.
Big old eye right here.
What the hell has an eye in the chest? History check, if possible. I'd like to rack my brain. I'm saying history check. You tell me. I'm racking my brain trying to figure what the hell has an eye in their chest.
Nature check. And Kira says, That sounds like a blemish. Those are quite powerful. They are of the Cyclopean
Of course,
giants
a natural
type
20.
race.
So that's a 27.
You know a lot about Blemis. They are considered to be the least intelligent of the giant and cyclopean kin. They are very powerful. They are very quick to anger. They are known to stalk particularly around mountainous, rocky areas. As he said, giant lidless eye, giant gaping maw right there in the stomach of the torso. They are considered to be unintelligent because of your nature check. They are actually pretty damn intelligent. It's just more of a reputation, and part of that reputation, the way they get treated because of it, angers them. That being said, they are aggressive. They can be furious, etc. They rage very quickly, and the longer they fight, the more they get hurt. They seem to get tougher and tougher.
Oh. I relate to everybody. And, wonderful. Haha.
When did this happen? How soon? How long have you been here alone?
About 2 moons.
Not too long.
You don't turn into a scorpion now? You don't have a rider anymore.
I had 7 days, so now I'm down to... What's 7 minus 2?
5.
5. I got 5 more moons. I gotta find me a rider, or I'm gonna turn into a big old giant scorpion, and that's gonna be ugly.
I look at Lord Bearer, I look at the Centaur, I look at Lord Bearer, I look at Ina, and I contemplate how fast I would turn into a goat on a spit.
Pretty damn fast.
Euron's considering, and she's looking at Boro, and then looking at him, and going just like, what happens if I take... what happens if we take him with us? That's her train of thought. She's not saying it out loud.
Well, if y'all don't mind the company, I'd like to travel with you and maybe get to know one of you guys. Maybe we might be a good match, and if not, then just drop me off at the nearest settlement and I'll try to find somebody before I'm cursed to eternal damnation in a giant insectoid form.
Well, is there anyone you would like to have as a bearer?
What kind of person was Janice? Yeah. Actually, that's probably... Maybe that at least rules out if one of us would fit.
I don't mean to sound too shallow, but honestly, I just like to not turn into a scorpion, so basically whoever will have me, I'll be more than happy to serve with. You know what I mean? Beggars can't be choosers, especially when they're facing down an internal curse. But,
Bud, I know way too much about that.
Likewise.
Very well. Oh,
likewise.
All right.
I'm only cursed with these good looks. I don't know what they're talking about.
That's a hell of a curse, though. Imagine you get all the ladies and all the attention, even when you don't want it, and sometimes when you do.
Yeah, he'll hit on anything that breeds.
And some things that don't.
Well, if you hit on me, I'll hit right back. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Well, if it will help stave off for the time, we are headed towards a city.
All right. Sounds good to me.
Froze for me.
Yep.
Did he freeze for everyone else?
Oh,
Yep.
man.
Yep. But he can still hear us, so I'll keep talking. But,
Well, Lorius doesn't have to piggyback with somebody else. At least for the time being.
Yeah, Lorius doesn't have a horse.
Mm-hmm.
May
Am I
we
back?
interest you in this gentleman?
Oh, he can hop on. I don't know if he wants to bond with me. We can talk while we walk, though. Maybe. And Lorius just kind of puts his head down.
Yeah. What's this bonding procedure? How does this work? Like, is it a contract? Terms of contract or something?
There is a little bit of a ritual, and we have to form a bond of... Well, okay, little bit complicated here. Try and keep up. If it's not a centaur, then it's kind of like we're brother and sister, or it can be like, you know, we're lovers and we bonded together. If it is a centaur, since it can't rise us, well, it's just love. It's gotta be love.
So that's Ina ruled out for the love option. Absolutely.
All right then. I'll just.
Well, he said it has to be a centaur.
Well, she's already spoken for.
Yeah.
No. She's already spoken for.
All right. That's fair. I like your integrity.
I'm spoken for, but I have a brother. I'd be okay with that.
I'm totally spoken for as well, and I like wrap my arm in between Kira's, and I just.
But didn't you turn down her proposal?
What happens behind closed doors is none of your business.
Pretty sure that happened like in the middle of like town.
We don't talk about it.
Let's talk about this later. Let's get past the harpies
Yeah.
and to the forge. We can talk about bonding when it's more of like.
Perhaps let's walk and talk. There are
Yes.
dangerous things around.
Yes. Do you know how to use any weapons?
Sure do, ma'am. I can use a bow, I can use a pike, I can use a lance, I can use a spear. I can use a sword, kind of simple to use, but not really too fond of it. You can't do too much. It's just like hack or point. You can dance around with all the. Yes, I can use
Euron
weapons.
looks mildly insulted.
I like this guy.
Can you use a warhammer?
I'm sure I could figure it out.
I have
Heavy
a- I
thing
have a
hits
s-
the other people, right?
Okay, I'll give him my extra warhammer.
Okay.
Yeah, I have an extra spear as well if he needs.
He's willing to take whatever you're willing to offer.
Those in our group need to prove useful.
Don't worry
So
about
use
me,
it
man.
well.
You just try and keep up. Be all right.
All right, then.
Let's continue on.
Welcome to the group, Thorlan.
Mighty nice travel with all you. Now, which way we going?
That way.
All right. And with that, you set off
So the forge.
to the forge. 1, 2. Quick math in my head.
Are there any settlements we pass along the way?
There are all sorts of small little villages and things like that. Relatively small mining communities. A couple dozen people. There's a bunch of abandoned ones as well, but you don't care about those. So there are those just kind of along the road.
I'd like to get a chance just to maybe as we're walking, I'll sort of maybe ride alongside him and walk and talk
Okay.
and try and get to know him a little better.
You got it.
Alright.
So, a day and a half passes uneventfully. Camp out along the roadside. You find your way back to the Great Falls of Archelon, thundering down. You see the front entranceway that was previously blocked has been hastily and recently cleared back out, most likely by the dwarven people who are now maintaining and working the Mithril Forge. You come inside, you see the hallway, the grand hallway that was previously completely demolished is now opened up. It's not exactly a glorious sight, but it is relatively clean. All the debris is off the floor. It stretches out high above you. There are many, many hanging torches and lanterns and things of that nature lighting up all these huge stone pillars. Walking through, you're greeted by some dwarves you saw in the tavern in Estoria, many that you've never seen before. They're all engaged rapidly and productively, either cleaning and reorganizing the mines in the forge, or they're carting resources in and out, food, stocking the place, etc. So you're headed to the forge itself. Is there anybody you wanted to talk to besides Vulcan and the Forge Keeper? Okay.
As we're walking in, I'm just kind of being at least hospitable to everyone. Like, hey, how you guys doing?
Everybody,
If Dan's there, I'm gonna wave and say hi.
Don is there. He's organizing a group of people that are pushing, kind of bringing in food and things of that nature, stocking up. Everybody is very warm towards you and greeting and very gracious and happy towards you. They're all just seem to be, hey, oh, you love you guys, and scramble off to do something busy, right? You make your way. The elevator is currently being used. I'm sorry, it's currently in service. No traps or anything from the look of it. All the carcasses are gone. That smell is slowly being whittled away as you take the elevator down, and you find yourselves in the room where the Forge Keeper formerly was. You see there are now benches and tables set up, various carts, mining carts full of different metals going to and fro. There's racks of tools and all sorts of other things along the walls. You see Vulcan feverishly ordering around a group of dwarves while the Forge Keeper seems to be tending to the lava pit itself and scuttling back and forth. He seems to be coming back from the actual blast furnace room previously. As you enter this massive, brightly reddish orange lit chamber, the Forge Keeper stops and bows and then comes around the giant lava pit in the middle in your direction. Passing behind Vulcan, Vulcan senses his presence, looks over the corner of his eye at him, and you can tell he recognizes the look in the Forge Keeper's face and turns his face back at you. And he smiles and lifts up Pythor's hammer. Hey! And they both come together with you, towards you, and greet you very warmly. So you made it back. Oh man, I didn't know how long it'd take you, but I'm glad we got the face kind of fixed up for you. What brings you back so soon?
First off, like what you did with the place. It's very homey now.
I appreciate that, because the last time we talked, you kind of insulted me instead of complimented me, so it's a nice change of pace.
Yeah,
Honest, what did you do?
Look, it was a rough couple days.
We didn't think he would remember.
Anyway,
Let us like he has died in the last day.
All right.
anyway.
Sorry for your loss.
All right. So I'm like, so we went to the necropolis. That's where I fucking died.
Fitting place, I suppose.
And then we
Very
found
appropriate.
these, and then I just like hand him my shield, and I'm like, Ina, hand him the axe.
Yeah, I'll present him my axe. Like, you think you could restore this to its former glory for
He
me?
sees adjusting his monocle, his jaw goes slack. Oh, twirl my beard! I never thought I'd see these again. Well, I mean, of course, I mean they look like shite, but of course I can fix them up. I made them. Well,
One of the
me and,
minotaurs guarding the tomb was using them. Those ones are a little more. Yeah.
I was wondering what that stench was. Hmm. Well, I'm glad that you found them. They're in good hands. Of course, I'd be more than happy to repair them for you. I'll even take care of the materials on my own as they're pouring in. Is there anything else besides repairing these? It'll take me probably about 2 weeks. We don't have quite everything we need, and a little rusty, if you know what I mean.
Of course.
Take all the time you need.
All right, I will. Good to see you all. I think it's really incredible what you're doing. Sorry again about the elevator thing. Not Anyway,
It's all
So-
water under the bridge.
Or like lava under the bridge.
That's probably more
you witty lad, you. I
If I didn't have my
Vulcan.
wit, I wouldn't be here right now.
Wit's important. Is there anything else I can make all manner of things? Is there anything else that you need made or crafted for you I can tend to after these? Not sure when you'll be back again, so.
Do you know anything special about this? And I'll kind of chug on the armor that I'm wearing.
The breastplate of Mitros. Of course I do. What would you like to know?
Just so clear, did I identify it?
You did.
Okay.
You know the item's properties, yes.
Yeah, this properties. Okay, beautiful.
And I will say by now you could have attuned to it as well, that's fine.
Whoa, okay. Thank you.
The same thing with you, Lycus, and your helm of Dragon Lords.
Hell yeah. I was gonna say, Ina, didn't you remark about wanting to have a weapon of a bow or something after the incident with the harpies?
Oh yeah, I'd love a longbow, but that's probably something I could find in town.
Right,
know.
but you could one forged by Vulcan from the forge itself. I mean, if we have the usage of the forge, perhaps he could make you something.
What do you say, Vulcan?
I'd be happy to. It'd only take me a day or so. Would you like it to be enchanted or just a regular longbow?
What
what
kind
would
of
it?
enchantments?
You know what?
She'd love it enchanted, my friend.
You would? All right.
Yeah, absolutely. We could pick up a mundane one somewhere, or we could pick up a regular one in the city, but at least we can have him, get started.
I'll tell you what. It's gonna, like I said, it's going to take me about 2 weeks to do these two, and I don't want to rush something like this because there's limited time and everything for everyone. I hate to see a weapon go to waste. So, how about I give you one of my stones, and then you can contact me when you figured it out, and we can talk and. Then you can put in orders or ask questions or whatever, and then when you come back, either to pick these up or after, and so on. That way we can communicate without you having to be here all the time.
Question.
Answer.
We've seen Kira do this weird thing where she can be like super fast. Are you able to do that too?
No, that's Kira's specialty. I'm the god of the forge. She's more of a poetry, music, trickster, mischievous, speedy
So if
combination of things.
If, say,
Gotcha.
she challenged somebody to a foot race with the condition that if she lost, she would have to marry them, there's no way she would lose.
Not unless she wanted to, alas.
Good to know. I kind of like side eye, like his hat with just a smile, like kind of smiling.
Alright. Yeah, I was only curious because actually we might be able to have her just come and pick them up for us if we're in the middle of something.
Let's see.
Oh, no worries. Whatever you
Um,
want is good for me. I'm just happy to have the forge back.
Do you think? And I kind of look around, but like, do you think you can? I pull out my pipes. Think you can make me like a magical set of pipes? I mean, don't get me wrong, my voice is magical enough, but
I could certainly try. I've never done something like that before.
Yeah.
But magic is magic. We just might have to work out the details, catch my drift. A little experimentation.
I'm with you on experimentation. Yeah, let's get this forge working.
And how have you been doing with Master Forge Keeper here?
Oh, the hot lizard himself, huh?
I trust
He's
you
in-
to bring civil.
He's in a much better mood than he used to be. Isn't that right, hot one?
Hi, Sally.
Yes. Hello again. I'm so happy that you've all come to visit us. And
Hey, Sally.
hello. How is your armor treating you? Nodding towards Anna.
It's fantastic.
Glad to hear it. Speaking of, I gave some more thought, and I couldn't quite remember if I told you this last time or not. Obviously, you would need to find a weapon powerful enough to accomplish that which you seek to accomplish. And I remember that although something of that nature wasn't anything that we particularly forged, many were said to have been forged, weapons against the dragons, of course, as it was, by the Gigans from the Isle of Yonder. And perhaps that may be a fitting place to look.
Thank you.
I thank all of you. I very much appreciate setting me free, even though I have to share the space with this one for the time being. He is not quite as cantankerous as he used to be.
Boy, working with Vulcan really took the hiss out of him, huh?
I have refined my voice to be able to communicate with the dwarves that live here now. But thank you for noticing. It has been very difficult to do.
You do you, buddy. You do you. You sound marvelous.
Thank
The
you.
vocals of a salamander god.
Mm.
That's what it takes to break Austin! That's what it takes!
Look, shut up.
No!
Look, this isn't the first time I've broken in this campaign.
No, but it's funny every time.
I appreciate the compliments, and I have much work to do, so if that's all, I will be leaving. He slowly backs away and then turns and goes. Well, I think you got under his skin there, Lycus. but that's all right.
No. Sure, it wasn't his skin I got under.
Yeah.
Almost like it was a greater powers skin I got under. He'll get over it. He's like 10,000 years old.
It's gonna make him shed a tear.
Oh, I get under his skin several times a day. He's been all right so far.
Gotta keep him young. You know how it is. Hey, Vulcan, by the way, I got something I want to show you.
All right.
But you gotta close your eyes.
All right.
And then I'm gonna whip out my crown, put it on, and be like, all right, open.
That is quite a nice crown, Lycus.
I thought so myself.
Where did you find the crown?
Xanther's tomb, and he gave it to me himself. Not like all ghouly, nasty, rotting self, but like, okay, so check this out. Minotaurs, big old nasty ones, dead ones, undead ones, live ones, coming at us, hacking, slashing, killing, kicking, boom. Xanther himself, ghost form, spirit. Xander.
I was wondering who Xanther was, but I was just letting him go with it because he was on a roll.
You know how it is. Anyway, the human guy, or Dragonborn, the Lord Dragonborn himself, guys. Yeah, that one. So he's doing his thing. Ghosty form comes out. You know, boom! I nail this Minotaur. He gives me the crown. And then I think he said something about, you know, you're amazing, you're awesome, you deserve this, you're royalty. At least that's the gist I got from it. Maybe that's what I heard.
eyes are rolling like out of her head.
That's the gist of it that I got. But you know what I mean. You know, in the moment, I was just so excited. But yeah, no, he totally handed me this. And holy shit, huh?
It's quite the crown. Yes.
It's the crown of crowns.
The crown of crowns. All right. Yes, it looks quite good on you.
Actually, I have a quick question. I don't want to distract you from your work too much longer. And it's not quite as sensational as that. I apologize, but
like, y'all should like just pull the crown off. They're like, what the fuck? I just totally put the crown of Vermitria. Yeah, sure. Wait, the crown of crowns, whatever.
I believe we'll be on our way to Mitros soon. Eventually, we still have to work out what we're doing in the middle, but I've lived in Mitros a long time, but I've never actually had the pleasure of speaking to Valis herself. Any suggestions? Is she cantankerous? Is she as susceptible to flattery?
Well, you might want to get Kira's opinion instead of just my own.
So I just thought I would ask.
A father's opinion will be different from a sister's. I'm sure you know that. She is in her way. She is highly respected. I would caution you against attempting to pull a fast one on her. She's very quick, very sharp. She knows a lot. She knows more than I've ever forgotten, and that's saying a lot. So, just be straightforward with her. She'll be straightforward with you.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
We should, I suppose, unless anyone else says anything.
Nah, let's leave him to his work.
I do have a lot of that. Well, hold on, before we go. And he jots over to a table and rummages in a little wooden bin and comes back. Which one of y'all wants me stone? And he hands this smooth-looking stone with an arcane inscription on it out.
I'll take it.
He gives it up to Aina. All you have to do is touch it and we can talk back and forth. I'll keep me stone on me, and then we can chat about whatever you need to. Once a day, anyway.
Okay.
You have a sending stone now. The other one Vulcan's going to keep. Alright. Well, you're welcome to stay here. I don't know how fast you gotta leave, but we have some rooms available, and they have some beds. Make me bones hurt, but you're younger than me, so you'll be alright. You and your friends, especially that new one I haven't seen before. But,
You said if I wanted a non-magical longbow, you could make that in a day.
I could. Indeed.
So if we stayed the rest of the day and the night, then it would be ready tomorrow? Or...
I'd have to push it, but I think it's worth it for you, so I give it a fair shot. Sure.
How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, fine. And
Yeah.
even
I'm in no
while
rush.
we're-
It'd be good to spend some time and see what everything's going on here in the forge.
Yeah, and while we're here, we might be able to find. We might be able to find our new friend, someone to talk with.
Have the mines been totally cleared?
Aye, they have. As best as we could. There's a big shaft that goes deep down. It wasn't here before, according to some of the older dwarves. But I think it's where they came up from, so we just kind of sealed that one off and got rid of all the other beasts that were roaming about. So,
Okay.
it'd be good.
What about the what about all the troglodytes, like the encamp itself? Did y'all find anything of interest there? Because it was quite interesting finding one of, wearing these bullet glasses.
They found some older items, some mithril things. Nothing particularly powerful or anything, but once the dwarves cleared it out and they cleared out all the chambers underneath some refuse and other disgusting things they found them. I believe that they took those back to their clan to try and sell them off as artifacts, and I think they were going to split the proceeds with all of you. I don't quite remember though. I'd have to look into it, or maybe you could ask around.
We'll keep it in mind.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go beat some metal then. You know where to find me if you need me. And he turns and takes Pathor hammer and heavily sets it on his shoulder as he walks off with the shield on his arm and holding the axe, huge, based on his size, across the room and start working on the table. So, you are in the Mithril Forge. The rooms and such that have been cleared are upstairs to the top of the elevator shaft, where those bunk rooms that you found your first time coming in were. There are bunk rooms there for all of you. You're welcome to stay there. We can just talk to the random dwarves. I know you said you wanted to try and maybe find full on a rider or whatever else y'all wanted to do before resting or after resting.
Well, maybe let's take. Euron would like to take Thorn and then go for a walk and see if we can find anybody who, you might go, hey, like, you're my buddy, like, just a vibe or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know how much use a miner would have for a centaur. So, you know what I mean? Like, would he really be useful? Would he feel useful? I guess that's the question for Olin.
And
Well, I will tell y'all that what y'all have gathered traveling with him a bit, your initial interaction and everything, he really, really enjoys fighting. He's very loosey-goosey, and dwarves generally have kind of a more stern type nature. He does seem like he'd be happy to bond with whoever will have him, but at the same time, if you're looking out for his best interests, and you don't want him to be bonded with somebody that he would be unhappy with, then unless you find an exceptional dwarf that's a fighter amongst all these miners here, you'd probably be setting him up for failure.
Well, that and fucking miners go down into they don't go places. They just mine in fucking caves and tunnels, and you can't take him down there. They'll make him a pack mule or something.
then, I assume then maybe Euron would take a moment before doing that and just go, so, based on, all that, presumably we were talking about this, I might offer to bond. How would you feel about having him come along with us?
I think that'd be marvelous. And I mean, it may not be for life. It may be some way to end this curse. Maybe we could save his people. you, for one, being a cursed being, he's a cursed being, I think it's fairly fit that y'all could help each other, and perhaps we can end their curses and he can be free to have his own rider, who he chooses, and not just one that's forced upon him. To an extent, he has no choice. He has to have something. And I'd rather it be somebody who can appreciate his predicament as opposed to someone who would take advantage of it. That's my train of thought, at least on it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Ina?
I agree.
Then I guess we may have a moment. Fiolan,
Yes, ma'am.
you're still looking for a rider?
I ain't got anybody on my back, so I guess I am.
How do I say this without sounding weird? No, just have to say it.
Spit it
I
out.
offer myself off as a rider, as your potential rider for you.
Oh, you want to
Not in
bond?
the lover way. I am married, but
Oh,
the other part, the other way.
well, I mean, I was looking forward to all those little bitty kisses, but I guess we can just be a rider. That's fine with me.
I am gay
well-
as the rainbow, my dear. I don't think that would work.
Well,
No.
Euron might be gay, but I don't know about her snakes.
Look, if you are willing to bond with me, someone of your stature and your nature and all those other good things that come about with your character, I can see right there in the twinkle of your eye. I'm more than happy to bond with you, ma'am.
What have I gotten myself into? Right. Well, what do we need to do?
Well, it's a little bit of a ritual. It involves some drinking, and
I'm certainly down for that.
all right, it's a good start. There's some drinking, and then there's some wrestling, and then we talk under the stars, and then we sleep next to each other, and then when we wake up, we're bonded. It's a little more complicated than that, but I figure you don't need all the minute details. Just kind of going with the flow as it seems we are anyway.
I can't breathe.
What the fuck is that?
She's broken.
You broke her.
I don't even know what I
Game
did to
up.
break her.
I don't even know either. She's gamed over.
I'm trying to calm down, and that's making me laugh more.
Just drink. Just start drinking.
I have
Stay
nothing
drinking.
here. I'm nothing. All right, then let's go. I will look at the group and say, "I will see you tomorrow." And Lorius,
Well, hold on now. If you want, unless you like some privacy, that's fine. I didn't know it was going to be that kind of a bonding ritual, but if not, everybody's
What?
welcome. Everybody's
I
welcome to
was going to
participate.
ask him to look after my horse.
Oh, all right. Well, I mean, the more the merrier. They can all be part of the celebration. I just don't want to make you feel like you got to kick them off. You know what I mean? Group activities are more fun.
Joey, are you trying to kill me?
Maybe, maybe not.
Euron's probably just like, she's not laughing as much as I am, but her face is just like, I have no idea what's happening right now.
This is gold. That's what this is. This is just
And-
gold.
Cyanus is just gonna stay back in the mine and just find out where like all the dwarves would go to like just drink at the end of the night. And I'm just gonna go get fucking plastered.
Yeah.
So you guys have fun with that. If you need me, I'm gonna be a couple bottles deep.
All right, so let's break there. Welcome back. We are coming back in. You're all in the Mithril Forge. Euron has decided to bond with Folon the Centaur.
Oh,
Everybody is welcome. Lorius expresses interest in going. Kira has never seen anything like this, so she is going. Several other dwarves, as full on is kind of walking out with Euron. He's kind of grabbing some dwarves, talking about drinking and wrestling, and they seem all involved, so they're coming along to watch as well. Is anybody else going to go? I know Cyanus is going to go drink his cares away. Okay, Ina's going.
I changed my mind. I was gonna, like, as I was walking to the bar, I was like, you know what? I actually kind of want to see this.
Okay.
I'm still gonna get drunk as shit though, so like I'm still gonna go to the bar and grab like as much as I can.
Yeah, totally watching this.
Okay. So, I'll lead you all outside of the main entrance to the Mithril Mines. You find yourselves on the bank of that lake, surrounded by these massive hands and arms of Pentamane. The cloudless sky above you. The night is dark. The stars are bright. There are several animals, regular plains animals, on the horizon. And he full on instructs for several torches to be set up and some fabric to be put down in kind of a ring for a wrestling ring. A couple of kegs and different types of containers come out with a table for everybody to drink. Well, now that we're ready, welcome everybody. This is, for many of you, if not all of you, this is your first ever bonding ritual, a bonding celebration of what we call it in Scorpion Island anyway. So, we're here to have a good time, and I'm gonna bond with this little lady right here. She's chosen me as her centaur, and I've chosen her as my rider, so let's get down to it, alright? Well, first off, we gotta get in the mood, and how we get in the mood is we share drinks, right? We drink, and we drink, and we drank, and we drank. And the point of this is A, to have fun, B, if we are drinking together, and we're getting to the point where we can barely stand up together, well, we have to be trusting each other. If you don't trust each other, you want to get that drunk with each other. So, symbolic of trust and to have a good time, let's tap the kegs. And he goes over and starts pouring everybody drinks, and drinks are flowing and flowing. A couple of dwarves, they start getting into it, and they start singing this rousing chorus of their ancestors from the Mithril Mines, obviously happy that they're back there. Everybody's having a good time. After several rounds, everybody involved needs to make a constitution check.
Check or save?
Check. That's for... I'm just going to roll for full on. I'm not going to roll for Loris or anybody else.
I can roll for Loris if you'd like.
Go for it.
What's his modifier? I don't have a sheet.
That's a good point. We're going to Constitution, we'll call it a +1.
Okay.
Alright, so full on rolled a 21.
Euron rolled a 16.
Okay.
Lorius rolled a 15.
Okay.
Ina rolled a
18 for light.
25.
25. Okay.
18 for Lycus.
18. Sinus.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Alright. Well, it seems that Miss Anna has won the drinking contest. She is the least intoxicated out of all of us. Well, maybe that means she trusts us the least as well. Maybe she was drinking a little bit slower, but I don't know. She won anyway. So the first trophy goes to you. And he takes off one of his flowers and loops it around itself, and then ties a leather thong to it and puts it around your neck. Alright. So, now that everybody is nice and trusting and warm on the inside, we are going to get dirty. One by one, we're all going to wrestle with each other. You pick your partner, whoever you think you have the best chance against or the worst chance against, because it's all about having fun. You are opening yourself to injury, trusting the other person isn't going to hurt you, and it's all done in the name of fun and improving each other. We're here to fight together and be together. Alright? So, we're going to do this tournament style. You and you, then you and you, and we keep going until somebody wins. Everybody ready?
Yep.
Alright. So we can do this one of two ways. Everybody can just roll an athletics check, and whoever is the highest wins, or we can actually face off with you. It's really however y'all want to do it.
Now I kind of want to do a tournament style because I feel like that'd be amazing. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So to keep it even, I'm going to inject Lorius into this. We'll just say that the dwarves all wrestled each other and they all ended up losing to you guys. So we are in the final 6. Lorius somehow managed to weasel his way in. He's very, very flexible, it turns out. So I will let you all pick the person you are going up against first.
I know.
There's you 4. You 4.
You bastard.
Full on and Lorius.
All right, I'm taking Euron.
Okay. I guess
Alright.
full on and Lorius then.
Good,
So,
it means
yep.
I can roll independently.
There you go. So y'all go ahead.
Boris is pretty die.
So let's do Ina and Cyanus. Athletics checks. And for additional fun, you're encouraged to describe this wrestling scene and how you win if you're the victor.
Yes, please tell how you wrestle the centaur.
What'd you roll?
I think
I
the
rolled a
word you need here
19.
is wrestle.
I rolled a 13. She picks me up and slams me against the fire floor.
I do my best not to harm him, though. I just like pinch you, and then I win.
All right. So Lycus and Euron, go ahead.
I got an 11. I immediately just like go after the hips,
That's a dirty 20.
and I ain't getting. I slam into those hips so hard she ain't got a clue what hit her. Except she doesn't
And
move.
then I bend over, grab you by your hips, and I suplex you back, throwing you backwards. And then proceed to get you in a position that that would like basically just pin you full on, like no movement.
You got it.
All right.
Hell yeah.
So as Ina and Euron, now full on and Lorius.
What modifier for athletics do I get for Lorius?
He has no modifier for athletics.
None? Oh god,
No.
so dirty. Oh god, just
I rolled a
great roll.
24.
Yeah, no, that's a 10.
You weren't gonna beat that. He ain't got a modifier.
No.
Oh my god, my kids are on it. Hold on, I'm sorry.
I was half expecting Lorius and Lycus to wrestle.
Yeah, I thought Euron and Tholon would have had to like wrestle because they're the ones bonding.
Well, now we're in the finale, so we are going to. Somehow
I mean-
there's a. Unless. So, I know, probably you get to pick which one of us you wrestle with.
Well, I've already wrestled with him and he lost, so
Oh, fun.
All right. So you see Lorius and Full On go toe to toe. Full On seems to be kind of, I mean, he's inebriated, but so is Lorius. So there's a lot of dirt kicking up, a lot of stumbling. He lets Lorius come around and grab his legs, and he just kind of stands there as Lorius is tugging and pulling. He picks him up by the nape of his neck and tosses him down on the ground and laughs and helps him back up. And they play with it for a little bit before he just kind of pushes him back a little bit and puts his hoof on him and says, "All right, you little rat, you done?" Lorius, I'm done. I'm done.
Easy on him, please.
All right, so now there's 3, so we can either go all 3 at once, or we'll let you 2 go, and then one of y'all can go against Full On.
Ina, would you like to? I've always been curious.
well, I've already beat him before, but maybe the both yell against me can beat me. So I would want to do it 3 at a time.
Okay, are you saying that they're both rolling against you though? Are you challenging both of them?
No, I'm just
Okay.
saying like maybe
Rumble style.
maybe
That would be
AstroTurf
great.
would actually have like a chance versus
Okay.
me.
All right, now you 2 go easy on me. I'm not as flexible as I look. You know what I mean? Athletics check. 22.
I rolled a 22 as well.
22. You're on. Alright, so Euron just gets lost in this dusty rolling around wrestling match between the 2 bigger centaurs, and then as the dust starts to clear because they move away from her, you see she's just kind of flattened a little bit, not really wanting to get up. Let's roll again, Ina.
Okay.
22 again.
Can't feel
Hey,
my
you're on.
legs.
That's what that feels like.
Rolled 24.
24. All right. So full on and Ina they're like playing around at first, and they start getting more and more into it as their competitive instincts kick in, and eventually Ina gets to the point where she sticks her hoof between his two front legs and shoves him sideways. He loses his balance, and she puts her shoulder down on top of him, and you see he puts his hands up behind him. All right. I'm not trying to tussle with you again. Just having a little fun, man. All right. So you get a second flower on your trophy.
Woohoo!
Man, all right, somebody needs to knock her off. You know, I think this is going to get her, though. I think she has her strengths, ladies and gentlemen, but she doesn't have all the strengths. So now, everybody come in close. Come in close. It's important to know where you're from and what has come before, so you know where to go together. So now, we are going to tell stories. We have a storytelling contest. And whoever tells the best story as judged by the crowd is going to win this competition.
If the bard doesn't win, I'm gonna die.
So you are encouraged, doesn't have to be crazy, but you are encouraged to come up with some type of a story, and then after everybody tells their story, we're all going to come up with performance checks. If y'all need a minute, I am more than happy to tell my story, or you can just run with it if you're feeling inspired.
I need a minute.
Okay.
So I'm not going first.
All right. So seeing the hesitance, everybody wasn't expecting this because you're not familiar with this. Full on steps up. All right, I know this is a little unusual for y'all, so I'll start with mine and tell the same story every time, and it usually wins all the applause, but it'll be all right. I'm sure you'll be able to follow up just fine. I'm going to tell everybody, in case you didn't know, about the Mother Goddess herself and how this beautiful land came to be. Now, many of y'all know about Thalia. You know what we know now, but not as many people know where we actually came from, where this land came, where Thalia came from. Well, Thalia was of the old gods, ancient even when the world was young. Gentle and generous, she was born into a time of war and chaos among her kind. Refusing to take sides in their disputes, she lived her entire life in contemplative silence, never speaking a single word. Yet, though she was silent, she possessed a powerful resolve that the other gods sensed and respected. Even Kentamane of the 100 Hands, his hands rising up around us here, the most violent and warlike of them all, was drawn to her quiet strength. She alone of all the gods could quell his furious temper with her calm and spirit. Eventually, Thalia grew weary of the endless strife and conflicts. She isolated herself from the other gods, seeking respite on the farthest edges of the ocean. Kentamane, now her lover and protector, followed, turning his back on war and violence to walk with Thalia on the path of tranquility. And alone, the pair were happy for a time, but Thalia still felt all the pain and suffering in the world like 1,000,000 arrows piercing her gentle soul. In time, her joy gave way to despair, until, unable to bear it any longer, she drowned herself beneath the water. Yet, her death was not a surrender. No, it was not. It was a glorious sacrifice. Thalia's body came apart, her head and torso floated back to the surface to become a chain of virgin islands. Her heart burst from her chest and transformed into the great tree rising up from the center of the continent she had birthed. Her limbs sunk to the bottom of the sea, stretching and twisting into great roots that connected each island, nurturing the fertile plants and gentle animals that sprang into being on the island's surface. Kentamane's grief over his lover's death was inconsolable. Without Thalia to temper his moods, he succumbed once more to his most violent urges. Screaming his fury at the heavens themselves, he thrashed and raged in the oceans around the body of his lover, unleashing terrible storms and massive tidal waves that threatened to swallow the newborn islands. Yet even after her death, a part of Thalia's spirit remained in the great heart tree at the center of the islands. She reached out, silent as ever, and brushed against her mad husband's mind, soothing his tortured spirit with a soft caress. Sensing her presence, the 100-handed giant transformed his grief into a new purpose, binding himself to what was left of his lover with a solemn vow. Kentamane became the ward and protector of these islands, taking up an eternal vigil in the waters around their untouched shores. Fed by Thylea's generous spirit, and with Kentamane keeping the evils of the outside world at bay, life in this forgotten land flourished into a perfect, unspoiled paradise. And finally, the goddess who never spoke was content. He bows with a flourish.
Here, here. I'll like raise my glass to that.
Oh, God, I'm sorry I fell asleep.
Well, let's just keep it respectful now. I'm sure
Rude.
you're going to do amazing.
I didn't
you
say
know?
it out loud. I was just,
All right. So, who's next? Anybody? Any takers? Don't be bashful now, y'all. We're all in this together.
Well, I could.
All right, Miss Ryder, go ahead.
Oh God. So this is, well, I guess there's one of the few stories that I could tell. It is from my family and quite old, and it's one I'm not sure if it's true. I'm not sure if it isn't, but all the while it was one of those stories that my parents used to try and teach us as children. So, once a long time ago, one of my many greats grandmother was a weaver, and she was a fabulous weaver, possibly one of the best in the city. And members from guilds would come to court her often to see if they could recruit her to their ranks. One of the kings himself even asked her to weave a tapestry for the walls, but she kept, and she, sorry, my words are clumsy. And she did all that and more. But the more and more she wove, and the more and more that people praised her work, the more it got to her head. And it is said that one day she even proclaimed that she was better than the gods themselves. And I'm just trying to figure out how to shape this into this world. You know, I'm gonna go for, at the time, I think maybe even the type, and of all people to respond to this challenge, it was not a god, but a titan. Lutheria heard this boastful human claiming to be better, and wanted to see this arrogance for herself. So she came down to Earth and spoke to my ancestor. Her name was Arachne, and said, "Are you sure you should say such things? Now, you may not know who is listening." And Arachne said, "If anyone would dare challenge that claim, come forward and prove it." And so Lutheria appeared as herself and challenged Arachne to a contest. And if Arachne lost, well, she'd find out what happened for what happens when you challenge the arrogance of the gods. So they moved in the room, stepped aside, sat in front of a loom and wove. Lutheria wove a beautiful tapestry showing all the greatness of the Titans, all that of Thyleia and Kentamane and Sidon and Lutheria. And a little too comfortable in her arrogance, Arachne wove a tapestry detailing all of the great follies that had ever been told. But in technical skill, it is said Arachne's was better. And so Lutheria, in her fury, decided that if Arachne so loved her weaving, that is what she would do for the rest of her life. And so, with a wave of her hand, Arachne was slowly transformed into a spider so that she might leave for the rest of her life. And it is said she was stricken from all records, and no one knows to this day if Arachne was real. But we still know that spiders weave.
Well, all right. That was maybe I shouldn't have started out with. Then again, it's gonna be harder to follow that than it was mine. So anybody else? Just to be clear, if any of y'all feel really uncomfortable, you don't have to tell a story. It's just to have fun with. It is encouraged, but not
Totally
required.
gonna do this.
Okay.
Okay. So I hop up on a rock or whatever's around us, and I use prestidigitation to be like, bam, like an aura. We're like, listen closely, all of you. Hear my words, and put down those damn drinks, because I can hear you sloshing like some bitches. All right. This story comes from faraway lands. It's a tale of sadness and sorrow and love. High in the halls of the kings who are gone, Ginny would dance with her ghost. Oh, you're gonna make me laugh. The ones she had lost, and the ones she had found, and the ones who loved her the most. The ones who've been gone for so very long, she couldn't even remember their name. They'd spin her around on those damp cold stones, spun away all her sorrow and pain, and she never wanted to leave. Never wanting to leave. They'd dance through the day and into the night, through the snow that swept through that hall, from winter to summer and winter again, till the walls did crumble and fall. And she never wanted to leave, never wanting to leave. High in the halls of the kings who are gone, Ginny would dance with her ghost. The ones she had lost, the ones she had found, and the ones who had loved her the most.
Everybody starts clapping. Yay! They were also clapping for Euron. I forgot to add that. So.
It carried over.
Yeah, very, very, very well done. I'm sorry. Whoa, that was quite my tale. I never had this kind of competition before, to be completely honest, so I'm feeling a little froggish, but let's carry on. Anybody else like to take the stage?
Yeah, I got one.
All right, then.
Oh, God.
All right, so I'm gonna make this one kind of short. So, a few years back, Lutheria was a little behind in her work, and she decided to make a little trip towards Estoria. Oh fuck! No, man. This is kind of a long story. Basically, she felt like she hadn't killed enough people or like reaped enough souls that month, so she was feeling a little behind. Came across this little orphan kid just running up and down the block. So she follows this kid all the way into like this little plaza behind a house. And
Just don't look at the chat, just keep talking.
and the kid starts like playing with this loot that his dad gave him. Apparently Lutheria was like, huh, interesting. Hey kid, what's your name? And then the kid looks up to her and he says, well, ma'am, my name's Giannis. And she's like, well, I like how you're playing with that loot. May not know this about me, but I also play the lute. And Giannis looked up to her and she was like, oh yeah? You want to take a bet? Bet I can play better than you. And then Lutheria looks down at him and she's like, yeah, all right, sure. But if I win, I get to take your soul. But if you win, I'll give you my loot. Cut to them having a little bit of a loot duel. And, long story short, Lutheria got her fucking strings cut. So she didn't play all that good. Fucking bitch. And anyway, so Giannis looks at her and he's like, I told you I'm good. Now give me your loot. And then she pissed off back to wherever the Titans are from.
At this point, Euron's gonna try and swap his mug out for water.
It's like
or a sleeping potion.
Starts to be a slow clap that builds. Yeah!
And then someone in the back of the crowd's like, fuck Lutheria!
It rises into a chant, fuck Lutheria, fuck Lutheria. And then
now imagine Lutheria just appears.
And then it starts to die back down. Whoa. All right, that's quite the tale of rising above the odds. Thank you very much, little man. Anybody else?
I don't think any story can top that of Thylia, so I will graciously bow out of this one.
Oh, you're gonna abstain. Oh, all right. Okay. It's all good. Now, crowd, if you don't mind, a little friendly judgment. And everybody walks forward and they all clap, and the loudest clap wins. I rolled a 12. Performance check.
16.
Okay.
22.
Oh, fuck. 19.
Oh, fuck.
I get a +6.
I got a 19, though. So I came in second place with my shitty, broken story.
The crowds
So
are.
first place, Jenny of Oldstone.
That's
Second
right.
place, Devil Went Down to Georgia.
Georgia.
Third
That's right.
place, Arachne. Fourth place, the history of the land we are taking.
Yeah, you know, it
is
happens.
taking place in.
That sounds too real. Man.
Clap. Woo, yeah! Louder and louder and louder, and eventually, Jenny, 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 Jenny. And it dies back down.
Thank you.
Are you okay?
All right.
Austin?
Yeah.
Fucking amazing.
Everybody seems to be coming down a little bit, which is good for the last celebration ritual challenge. And everybody lie down next to your favorite person, get all nice and cozy and comfy, and look up, if you will, at the heavens above. And look at all these amazing stars. And what we're going to do is we are going to think about ourselves, not as who we want to be, not as who we ought to be, but who we are. Because you can't know somebody else and bond with another until you know yourself. Now, everybody relax, let your mind go free, enjoy the love and the warmth of everybody around you, and tell me what animal you see. You'll see them right up there in the stars, forming a perfect little constellation just for you. Now, I myself, I see a turtle. Why do I see a turtle? I see a turtle because lots of people may think I'm slow. Maybe I am a little bit slow, but I'm hard. I will hard and I will be wherever I need to be, and everywhere I go is my home as long as I'm surrounded by what I need, like a shell. Except my shell is my family, and you are now all my family. So, this, everybody looks up in the stars, and you think about not who your character wants to be, not who they ought to be, but who they really are, and what animal best represents that.
I already got it.
And once everybody has said their animal and called it out and pointed it out to everybody else in this group, it is said, if it's right, that a single shooting star will streak across the sky, and we will all know who is the most in tune with themselves. So, as you would. If you're ready, go ahead and speak up. I don't want, because everybody has that thinking face on, so.
A lion.
All right. Oh, I see it right there. You got the stars with the mane. You got a little mouth on you too. I like that.
Oh yeah, she does.
Do you have to give an explanation, or?
If you want to share with the group, you're more than welcome to share with the group.
I may not be the prettiest to look at, but I know I am fierce, and family always comes first. And I will always fight like hell for my family and my children.
All right, I like it. Family, family, family. Who else?
I see a dog.
Oh, yep, I see it right there.
I see Thylia and a leash.
There's
You
something
see
that-
who?
I'm sorry, not the what's her name?
Lutheria?
Lutheria. I'm mixed up. Lutheria and a leash attached to it. Never mind.
I don't really see that, but I think I get where you're getting at. all right, I like it.
But yeah, it's because like it's loyal to a fault, and when pressed, sometimes a dog bites back.
All right, little cage fighter puppy. I like it. Anybody else?
I'm a pine marten.
I'm sorry, what?
It's a pine marten.
Oh, a pine marten. I thought you said a pine. It's a
It's
pine.
the world.
Okay.
It's the smallest, cutest little assassin little creature you'll ever find in your life. Pine marten.
All right.
I may be small in stature. I may be furry and fuzzy. But I'll rip your damn head off. You come in my way.
All right. Well, a little feisty. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I see it right there. I didn't even know what the animal looked at before, but I see it right there. Anybody else?
I guess I see a wolf. Efficient on her own, but better in a pack. Everyone performing their own purpose. What I can see.
Noble wolf. Yes, indeed. She hits like one, too. Let me tell you, I know firsthand and secondhand, and even 2 feet. All right. Well, that settles it. Now let's look up at the stars and see if anybody was true with their nature. Perception check, everybody. I rolled a 15.
18.
18.
Nat 20, goddammit! So 23.
23.
Yeah, 5 here.
21.
Okay. As you're all sitting there staring, thinking about yourself, you see a single shooting star streak across the sky, go right through the constellation of the lion that Euron pointed out, and then fade off into the distance. All right. Well, I'm going to hand out this flower to you. So now Ina has 2, Lycus has 1, Euron has 1. And that is going to end tonight's bonding celebration. Thank you all for coming out and sharing this evening with me. I hope you had a good time. For the winner, which tonight is this lovely, strong woman centaur, a toast to Ina. Everybody toast Ina. Woo!
To Ina.
Luana.
The wolf. Woo! After several minutes, the applause died down. The dwarves start to filter back in, stumbling most of the way, carrying each other, and each of you do as well. And, sorry. Bolon comes up to you, Euron. He says, alright, well, celebration ritual should be complete. So, when we wake in the morning, we shall be bonded as you wish, and I couldn't be happier to be bonded with anybody else. Thank you.
I'm honored. Thank you.
Well, let's go get some sleep, because I am tired as a pig in water.
I've never heard that expression before.
You ever seen a pig swim? They get tired. You go back
Depends, I've heard
inside.
stories from pigs that like swimming, but
We can talk about it later. It's fine. Alright, so you're all drunk and probably tired by now. Is there anything else you want to accomplish before you rest in the Mithril Forge? Okay.
I want to draw my little wolf constellation in my notebook with all my other star drawings.
You got it.
it'll be very sloppy and slightly emotional and drunk. Euron's gonna try and like find some paper and write a letter, and it's not gonna be sent, we'll just be shoved in a bag. But it is to her son. And just sort of talking a little bit about what happened and the whole lion fights for her cub, and I am still going. And wait till I'm done, you're gonna have a hell of a story, little one.
You got it.
Fuck it. This is gonna happen now.
Oh no.
Before we all go to sleep, I get the three of them together, and I'm like, there's something I've been thinking about for the past couple days that I need to get off my chest.
What?
I wouldn't want to die with you guys thinking that I've been 100% honest with you guys. And technically, everything that I'm presenting to you guys is true, except for one thing. My name.
Then, let's make introductions.
My real name's Theranos.
Uranus.
Why the fake name?
Let's just call it a tribute to someone.
Okay.
Oh. I'm pleased to meet you properly, Uranus.
But still keep calling me Cyanus.
Are there others who know your name is Uranus and you don't want them to know that that's you? That you are he?
I mean, there were some people that knew me by that name. Everyone that's close to me knows that I changed my name. Hence why Dad called me Cyanus. But, yeah.
Thank you for telling us that.
Yeah, being on the other side doesn't exactly put a lot of, confidence in everything. So, didn't want to leave you guys on a
okay?
bad note.
I'm just gonna hug him again. There's no right to be like, right way to be like, I am so sorry that you have nearly died and you feel most uncomfortable, but thank you for telling me this. So, hug. I think that is
Right.
you've had enough tonight.
Yeah, I need to go the fuck to sleep. Don't hold this against me.
No. Would any of you?
No, nothing here to hold against.
Good.
I know.
I don't. Not a big deal to me. A name is a name.
Could I rack my brain to see if I recognize that name anywhere?
I mean, you certainly
Lian's
can.
most wanted.
You certainly can. I would say it's really unlikely, so history check with disadvantage.
He's from Mitros, and I work for the god. Could I?
Let's see, 19 and an 18, so 18.
I would say no, you have not heard this name.
Okay. That's fine.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anything else? Okay. So, you all settle in for a hopefully relaxing sleep on the bunks in the Mithril Forge. The sound of metal clanging throughout the hallways, almost kind of a sing-song rhythmically, puts you to sleep, similar to how rain falling on a metal roof does. And you drift off into a uneventful slumber. As you come to consciousness, each of you, not really sure if it's daytime or nighttime, just know that you feel well rested. You've all earned a long rest. You see Lorius is there. He starts to kind of mess around with his pack a little bit. Kira is not in the room anymore. Polon and Euron were lying in proximity to each other. If Euron was in a bunk, he was laying there on the floor near her. Euron, now that you have awakened after this bonding ritual, you feel differently seeing Polon here in the morning. It is very much a kinship, very much a familial, brotherly bond, as though you have lived your whole life with him.
Arya has no experience with siblings. I have no idea what this means.
Okay, so if Zira...
You also don't have like experience with marriage and having a child, but you're playing that really well, so just transfer it over.
I was gonna say,
Would I feel the urge to give him a noogie?
whatever you think you would with the brother, sure. It's all fair game. Have fun with it. Aside from that, the scene is yours. What would you like to do?
Is Lycus awake? Is he alive?
Absolutely. Yeah, what's up?
Actually, I'm God. I might have to roll performance for this. Oh God. I want to see if I can try and communicate somehow for Lycus to leave the room.
You don't have to roll. That's fine.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I got you. Yeah. Some privacy.
So hop up and go out and try and see if Lycus follows me.
Okay, so you want Lycus to follow you is what you're saying. Okay.
I want Lycus to follow me.
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought you wanted alone time with him. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotcha. Picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah. And then kind of get off to a spot and just go, we need to talk.
Yeah, what's up? What you got?
So, I probably... During the Necropolis, Lorius basically asked me for advice on how to win your affection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does that.
But no, as in, like, the man's half in love with you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it
he's
happens all the
not
time.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times it's happened, and that's very unfortunate of it.
And
But
he's now going to try and play hard to get. To see if that will win you.
that'll be perfect.
So, I'm asking you sincerely, because he's sort of... I mean, I'm sort of trying to help him along and all that. He wants to try and prove himself worthy of you. If you don't want him, please let the man down gently. And
I don't want
relatively
him.
soon.
I am
What?
not a. I don't. No, I don't. I am not one for betrothal. Betrothal. I don't
You
know.
are not a one-man centaur.
I am not. I am the people. I
Or
am
woman.
married to the people. What? No, I'm married to the people. My stories. You know what happens if you chain yourself to one person? Nobody can. Oh, it just begins bad.
Then,
It's
I think
the
you need to
idea
tell
that
him.
anyone can have you. It's just that magic.
So you're going to keep it up.
Keep what up?
Any idea that stringing him along is absolutely...
How am I stringing him along? I've never once told him any sense of affection that I...
You've told him you loved him.
I do. Just like I
actually
love
said-
you, just like I love Iana, just like I love Cyanus. Or
He is under the
Dianus, or
impression...
whatever his name is now.
He is under the impression that you care for him deeply and that you're not showing it and it's just slipping out on occasion.
He is grossly misreading the situation.
Yes. And I don't know how to break it to the man. So
Tell him you think he's got a very a large misunderstanding of the situation.
I've tried to.
It'll come.
I tried
It'll
to.
come from you. It'll be wonderful. That'll be.
I tried
perfect.
to, and that turned into the, I was trying to say that you are not a person who sticks around with people that you would fall for, and he took that as, I need to be interesting to try and lure him, so he's going to try and play hard to get, and
Look,
not
it
dote
happens.
and
Look,
not dote on you.
Every
And-
satyr goes through this moment where they become hooked, and then everybody he's got to. Sometimes you just got to hit the ground with your face.
Then you need to tell him.
He don't want to hear it. He's not even trying. He's playing hard to get. Meaning he's not even interested. Because think about it. If he plays hard to get, and then I play hard to get, he's gonna think the game is on. The game is afoot now. Now, see, because he changed his tactic.
Euron's doing this too.
No,
For the record.
he changed his tactic. So if I change my tactic, he thinks that I'm actually pursuing him. So he's gonna play hard to get. I'm actually not playing hard to get. I'm just not gonna get. But you know he's gonna try to get what he can't get. But the getting's not gonna get good.
You stop saying get.
I don't know how to break it down to you. You just need to tell him he just needs to get somebody else. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you taking care of him and your satyr buddy and your squirrel nut friend. You are definitely going to get written down in my books. I appreciate you, and I love you too, honey. Sorry, I got a little south there. I love you too,
Got
Euron.
so south,
I'm
it's
rubbing off.
ridiculous.
Sorry,
I'm rubbing off.
The southern came out in me. I invoked my grandmother there. Like, listen here, Sheriff. He's it's not up to me. If his heart is set on me, he's going to have it broken. And he doesn't approach me. He doesn't tell me anything. He has never asked of me. If he is infatuated with this idea of me pushing him away is only going to try and force him to work harder. He needs to learn the hard way. I am not interested. And loving, tender advice from you will probably be the best thing he could ask for. I know I appreciate those moments with you.
Well, I think that is the most genuine, non-flirtatious thing you've ever said to me. Thank you.
Of course. non-flirtatious.
Well, I think we may have kept long enough, but I will do my best. But if he does not listen to me, you are going to need to step in, Lycus.
I mean, I'll kick him. You can go back to Thylea, or wherever. I'll send him back to the Mossy Temple.
It's on fire.
Not in the bottom area. I'm sure it's been put out.
That's where the fire was set!
Look, things don't burn forever. Sometimes a little bit of fire is needed for new growth. He's
In the
gonna get
distance,
burned.
anyone not here faintly just hears Euron just going, ah!
Sometimes you know what happens when the brush grows too thick? The fire is going to clean it out, and then new growth begins. He needs to get burned. I'm sorry. I'm not stringing anybody. He just isn't getting a clue. So, to each their own.
Alright. This part I have no experience with, so. Alright, then let's head back to the room.
Hell yeah.
Come.
To wherever we're sleeping, whatever.
Head back in. Full-on's there. Him and Lorius are talking about different herbs and plants and things over there on where Lorius was sleeping at. Anybody else? Anything else?
I'll go check in with Vulcan and see how he's doing on the longbow.
Okay. You find you go down there and you find a longbow. It's very well made. It is a little bit oversized for you, longer than normal longbows. Really thick string made out of braided horsehair, and a note. It says, "Sorry I missed you. I got this done in the wee hours of the morning. I had to go get some more resources to fix the other items. Hope to see you again soon. Vulcan, God of the Forge."
Awesome. I will take it.
You got it. All right.
Euron is currently trying to shove water into Cyanus's face, just like, drink, you hungover son of a bitch.
I'm gonna show Lycus my longbow and ask him if he wants to play catch.
Absolutely. What are you throwing my way?
These arrows.
Oh, no, I'm gonna have to do a hard pass on that one. But perhaps somebody else would like to step up.
I'm
Well, I thought
good
you
down
being
here.
the pine marten, you could lively chase them down and fetch them.
The pine marten is not a dog.
It's a weasel.
That's him.
I
that's why
know
looked right
exactly
at
what a pine marten is.
him.
I don't, so.
I'll pass. I'll let the next troglodyte we find catch your arrows.
We need to practice though.
I mean,
What? I could hold up my
Shoot the
shield.
tree. Shoot the tree.
The tree hasn't done anything to me.
And I
also, she
have.
wants a moving target.
Yeah,
What have I done
a
to you?
challenge. You could present me with a challenge.
Absolutely. Presenting
Bob
the
and
challenge. Euron.
No.
I do have if you want a challenge, I have one suggestion if you'd like to try. And it does sort of involve catch, but in a different method. If you want, I can try and I can take my shield and throw it as hard as I can and see if you can shoot it out of midair.
Okay.
I'm basically trying to offer the bow and arrow equivalent of skeet shooting.
I'll take it.
All right. Somebody will have to go get the shield and hope it does not cleave them in the process, but that is an option.
Well, I'll go get it. It's all right.
All right. Then, Cyanus, you good down there?
Just give me some bread, please.
I'll get it. I'll get it. Lorius says.
Thank you, Lorius.
Right away. Hurries off.
Right. Shield. go find an open spot.
Yep. They go out in the grand hallway. The shield goes flying up high in the air. Give me an attack roll. Give me an AC of 18.
I rolled a 1.
She pulls back hard, and then you see her flex her muscles, pull back even harder, bending that bow almost in half. Lets it go, and it kind of creens off sideways, and the bowstring makes a thwip as it snaps into it, and it kind of hurts your hand a little bit.
I'm gonna need to practice with this thing a lot.
Again?
Shield goes up.
14.
14. 3 feet off to the left. A lot closer, though, and you didn't hurt your hand this time.
It was an 18 plus 6, so.
Goes flying 30 feet off. As it settles on the ground. Full on. Oh, I got it right here. Bring her right back. Hands it back over to Euron. There's a little bit of a triangular shaped scuff mark on the left side of it now.
Good shot.
Thank you. I'll just practice all morning. Till Cyanus is well enough to travel.
Yeet! Yeah.
I'm just gonna like wander outside with a hood up, just like, oh fuck the sun.
Laura's sitting there with 3 pieces of bread, just kind of like holding them up to you one at a time as you eat them.
And I just grab all 3 and just shove them in my mouth.
It's a really thick, dry, brownish bread, the dwarf savor. Alright, so where to, heroes of the prophecy?
Back to Estoria.
Yeah,
Yes.
I guess this is as good a place as any. We can
Yeah.
wait for our weapons
Yeah.
there.
That.
I look forward to seeing some new pipes, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, let's go.
Well, I mean, you
Here.
already have someone else to newly pipe. Glorious.
I'm not entirely sure what just came out of your mouth.
Yeah, I'm also very hungover, so meh.
Great,
Gosh,
great.
darn. All right. Actually, Larius,
Yes.
as I am riding Mr. Furlong here. Would you like to have? Well, I've been calling her Burro, but you get a horse to ride.
That would be great. Riding along like one of all of you. Thank you. He hops up haphazardly and slips a little bit before finally jerking himself on top of there. He's sitting kind of crooked off to the side, and he's just grinning big as everything you can see. Chest poked out high. It'll take you about 2 days to get back to Estoria. 2.5 days. Both days are relatively uneventful, traveling on the road, the well-maintained but sparsely traveled road, now getting more travel from the FableForge back to Estoria. You see many dwarves and even some of the other humans and things of that nature, and some gnomes traveling back and forth between Estoria, carting resources to and from. You pass several villages along the way, but the air is clear, the sky is clear, it's a nice warm breeze coming from the south. All the rolling hills, until you start to see Estoria in the distance. Later in the second day of travel, when the city of Estoria rises up from the cliffside it rests upon, the river Arcanum in the distance snaking its way through the plains, you see, hovering over the city, 3 large dragons. They're circling about 100 feet over the tallest buildings, gliding on the breeze, in a holding pattern or looking for something, not really sure from this distance. And you make your way closer and closer. You start to approach the bridge that crosses the river Arcanum. And you see, watching them come down, one dragon breaks off, turns, banks down in your direction. And then the second one When it reaches that point in the pattern, comes down. The third one back to catch up to the first one. They're flying in a triangle down towards you. And Lorius kind of reaches out and grabs Euron's arm. And Folon's looking up. What the hell are dragons doing out here? They come down to rest upon you. And you see riding on these 3 dragons, these well-armored, tall, athletic-looking male humans. They have it's bronze armor, but it has silver inlaid on it. They have long, flowing red capes. You recognize those of you from Mitros, so basically everybody but I know, as some of the highest ranking members of the Centurions of Mitros.
Euron's instinctively sitting at attention.
The 3 knights dismount, shields and swords on their body but not drawn. And you see beneath their helmet a determined look in their eyes. They walk towards you slowly. The first one removes his helmet. He has short, cropped black hair, a little bit of stubble with more of a mustache than anything, and piercing green eyes. As he walks forward, you can tell that they are intent upon something coming towards you, but they don't seem threatening in any way. The one who removed his helmet steps forward of the other 2 as they stop a few paces back. He puts his hand up to his chest, makes a fist in the center. I am Tarkon. We have come on behalf of King Acastus of Mitros to escort you to his palace. He wishes an audience with you.
Why?
Because the Lord of Storms has waylaid Mitros with a devastating hurricane for many weeks now, and King Acastus expects the heroes of the prophecy to come to the city's aid at once.
Why?
He requires your assistance to end the hurricane and restore life and protect the people of Mitros. You have a duty as the heroes of the prophecy to stand up to the Titans, as has been foretold, and so he expects you to honor that duty. And to be completely frank, if we return empty-handed, we may not live to see 3 days from now.
It's a good reason. Yeah.
If you are to be flying ahead, tell His Majesty that we would be happy to assist. I'll kind of look around, just make sure that sounds okay.
We would be escorting you, otherwise you would not be able to make it through the wall of storm that surrounds the city. Our dragons can provide some cover with their wings from the biting winds and piercing rain that would otherwise make it impassable.
I suppose we are not getting a chance to rest.
You may rest, although we must be hasty. We should leave no later than the morning.
No. Look at everyone.
I don't want to go without my axe. You saw what Sidon did to us here. Without those weapons, like, what chance do we have?
How long did he say the axe would take?
2 weeks.
1 week for the axe or the shield, and then 1 week for the other.
Yeah.
I feel like if we go now, we're going ill-prepared.
We are stronger now than we were before. Weapons
Barely.
are not in-
It seems that you have some discussion, and in the sake of
Perhaps, yes,
privacy,
give us a moment.
we will depart. You may find us in the palace once you have made your decision, and we will return and tell King Acastus if you choose not to come, and we'd be happy to escort you if you choose to heed the call, as is expected. So, if there's nothing else, we will leave you. Alright. He turns, puts his helmet back on, they walk to their dragons, climb up, pinch themselves into the saddle with 2 hooks, fly off, and you see them the dragons land closer by in the amphitheater, and you don't see them anymore after that. And so, what do y'all think of the new Dragon Lords? Kira says.
I'm pretty sure I remember that one telling me to go scrub the privy until I could see my face in the floor.
That would seem appropriate. They are quite the vain bunch.
Oh,
They
he was my
are.
commanding officer.
Bonus. Well, I'm headed in. I should rest and check on Pythor, so you know where I'll be, everyone. And Kira walks off.
Tavern? To talk?
Sure.
Alright. Make your way once more across the bridge. The giant, beautiful, marble glistening buildings of Estoria. All the people greeting you warmly, handing you sweet buns and flowers and wine as you come through the saviors of Estoria. Make your way to the Dragon's Tooth Inn. Inside, it's not packed. There's a few tables. Your preserved table is there, as it always is. You need to pull up a couple extra chairs for Loris and Folon, who instinctively sit down with you. You're welcome to wave them away if you want. They make that very clear, but I'd like to spend time with you if you desire. Darian comes up and offers you water, wine, whatever you like, and you are in the Dragon's Tooth Inn.
Yeah, come on over. It's fine. Come on, come on. Let's get some drinks. Let's get some food.
I suspect we'll be here talking for a while, so food and drink away. We have Delphinia sort of a wave and nod when we come in.
Yep. You're seated down, you order whatever food and drink you like. It's all free, it's all in the house. He brings it to your table quickly. Folon and Lorius are just kind of talking amongst themselves, sensing that you all wanted to discuss things. There seemed to be a little bit of contention at the bridge, so they're kind of giving you space without giving you space. It's yours.
Alright, how awesome were those dragons? Let's be real.
They were pretty.
I mean, they were gorgeous.
They were okay.
Not the pompous little... What? They were okay.
They were better because Gaius wasn't here.
Well, of course, that makes anything look 10 times better. Oh, boy. What? Oh, man, what are we gonna do?
I don't think we're ready to go to Mitros.
Well, it's not like we can even, like, ask for Vulcan to, like, hurry up with that axe either. Because he was like, I don't want to take my time. I don't want to rush this. I want to take my time and make it good.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I just don't want to sit here for a week if something bad's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I mean, we can always get out of a situation, but I don't know what to do, but...
I wonder, this is just out of the blue, but has Mitros ever faced a storm like a hurricane? In the time that I've been alive?
The Lord of Storms is known to summon horrible weather events. It's not an uncommon thing. As far as this particular hurricane, since I'm 99% sure that none of y'all have been there since this started, there's obviously no way to know. But based on the sound of it, it's pretty bad. People haven't been able to get in or out, generally speaking. An entire wine festival caravan was waiting outside the reaches of the storm. They couldn't even get in, so it's probably worse than anything you can remember, where people can't even walk around. So,
Lycus, do you remember that? How long were you in Mitros?
Muted.
You're
Still
muted.
muted.
Sorry, I thought I clicked it. I missed it. Off and on. Well, off and on quite a bit, but ultimately I stayed there at least.
Do you remember that? Do you
2
remember that
years.
hurricane? That was about 15 years ago.
I don't recall. I mean, there's always crazy something going on, especially with Sidon.
That only lasted a day, and it took the city months to repair the damage.
I mean, if
can't
you ever hear
imagine.
of any kind of weather calamity, you know what it is. It's him, and
I can't imagine a hurricane that's gone for weeks.
it just depends on where it's hitting. I believe. I mean, if it's just surrounding the city or drowning the city. But yeah, it can't be good either way.
I suppose the big question is, I guess this is supposing on a massive degree. I don't think we would have to fight Sidon to stop the hurricane.
No, we
But-
just have to let one of the city leaders die. Or one of us die. That's what he needed here.
Yeah, I'd love to know what the conditions are behind this. But
Well, I don't know about you, but I'd also like to make sure there's not some poor defenseless young lady who has her whole life ahead of her getting ready to be drowned. Again. And you see Lycus like really get serious with that one.
I know we needed to go there anyways. Had to try and get through that storm so we could bring the horn back to Valis. And if the dragons give us...
As Euron's talking, Lycus, you hear coming from within. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That is what you need to harness the more serious tone, the one that gets them listening. You can't lead by agreeing and disagreeing. You lead by deciding. You tell them what you're going to do. You tell them what the best option is. Why would they follow somebody that's walking beside them? And it fades away.
Grandma, I swear to God, if you do that when I'm in the middle of doing my thing, we're gonna have some serious problems. And I say that at the table. Like, you have to see me look up. Okay. Sorry, distractions.
What did she say?
She agreed. With me. That's all. She just agreeing with me.
We had to go to Mitros anyways to deliver the horn, and the dragons provide cover through the storm. It isn't enough. It gets us in when we need it to.
I have an idea. I don't know if it's a good idea, but it's an idea.
Stupid ideas work well. Please say it.
Well, remember when we first had that drink from the horn? Like those visions that we had? Like, I remember basically having me going to Mitros through the storm. I'm not 100% sure if you guys were there. How would you feel about sending an emissary? Like, instead of all of us go, one of us or some of us. I know it probably wouldn't be the best, but it'd be an option.
An option, but that means if, say,
Something bad were to happen to me, then you guys
we have
wouldn't know.
we have no way of communicating with you.
Not only that, if he's waylaid en route by some roving band of something, there's no way of us ever knowing what happened to his ultimate fate.
And the only
I
way
say
we
we
know if, say, he got drowned by the storm is if Sidon or Lutheria cockily appear and go, "Surprise, bitch, we killed one of you."
Again.
Again. Ina, you've been quiet.
Said my piece. I don't think we're ready to go to Mitros.
I don't think now it's a question of if we're ready.
I'm not
So we
going.
needed-
I'm not leaving in the morning to go to Mitros. I think it is a fool's errand to go now.
And when would it not be a fool's errand?
Well, I'd prefer to have my weapon that I got from Mr. Xander. I prefer to have some more time practicing with my longbow.
You can practice en route. What if?
Yeah, while I'm like facing a storm, let me go ahead and practice.
How far is the journey?
About 3 days. It's further away than the Necropolis and the Mithril Forge are, but it's on the road, and it's much easier traveling, so you make a faster pace.
Even with the storm, we'd make a faster pace.
The storm, so metagamey, the storm is pretty localized around Mitros, a couple of miles around the city walls itself.
But you can stay if you want. I'm gonna go and find out what's going on.
I'm going.
If you choose to stay, that's on you.
I'm going. That's my home, and it's drowning.
So going.
We haven't been ready for anything that's really come.
You're right, and we almost lost Cyanus. And the only reason we have him back is because Lutheria was too busy to take him at that moment. Do you think she's going to be too busy next time?
That's a risk always.
But if you can mitigate the risk, why wouldn't you?
If she
Or did they teach you when you were a fighter in Mitros to just throw caution to the wind and just do whatever based on emotion?
Why do you think I have snakes on my head?
Girlfriend, I don't know. I know Mitros has been battling this hurricane since day one, and you're just now pushing to go back.
Because I was alone. And the
The
last time I
second
was-
we swore our oath of friendship, you could have pushed us to go to Mitros and you didn't, because you thought this was higher priority. It can wait a little bit longer so that we're better prepared and we have a better chance of making it. These humans want us all at their beck and call, saving their cities, dealing with their problems. Are these cities throwing aid to my tribe? To my people? Hell no, they're not. But they expect me to, at a moment's notice, they can snap their fingers and I get to travel? And I have to put myself on the line? No. They can wait. I've made my decision.
Euron's gonna get up and just silent, just go walk out the door to the back. And if there's a tree, she's gonna go break her hand on it. Just
After several moments pass, you see Folon also go up and follow where Euron went. And Lorius just kind of slowly scoots the chair out and disappears to the back of the tavern.
A week or more for your weapon. And the whole city may be gone by then. But does it matter?
The city has been being ravaged by this hurricane. If it were to be lost, it would have already been lost.
That's like saying a siege never responded to wouldn't matter whether you're early or late. We don't know the status of what's happening in there.
Exactly, we don't. So we could be rushing over there for nothing. It could be a freaking twist of Sidon's, another trap. We don't even know. We don't know anything about those guys other than the king supposedly sent them, and the king supposedly has dragons. This could be a trap. We don't know. All this blind faith being thrown around is incredible.
I'd say pretty much everything that's been happening to us is pretty incredible, or what we've become swept up in.
They didn't even present us with like a signed missive with the king's seal on it or anything. All we have are their words. And we know how tricky Sidon is.
Now that you mention it. They have dragons. They're probably under Gaius.
We can't rule that out. I'm just saying, let's go into
They say
this.
had dragons. Who were those other dragon riders that we were speaking about at one point?
The king. We know the king of Mitros has dragons, or allegedly has dragons. Supposedly has
that's
dragons.
right. Yes, and these are those claiming that they are those legendary riders.
And they wear the uniform. But that is it. Anyone with half a decent disguise kit could pull that off.
Well, when I don't know what I'm supposed to do, I think I'll just drink. And then I'm gonna go get the horn of Almitria. And then I'm gonna pass the fuck out.
It's in your aunt's bag, which you probably left by the table. Pretty easy to find. And eventually, Euron will come back in, and then shaking a hand. And look at Ina and just say, I'm going to go to the palace and talk to them. Not to agree, but to find out more. Because I know the leader that was there. It's General Takano. Takano? Was that the name? Takanas?
Archon.
Tarkhan. General Tarkhan, he is the highest ranking officer in the Centurions. But I would know more before we agree. Would you come with me?
I would go.
I'll join you guys.
That's definitely...
Well, it seems like you have the matter in hand you're on. Will you be needing me, or should I go hit the hay?
Maybe hit the hay. Hold on. But thank you for being out there and making sure I didn't break my hand on the tree.
No, you'd be alright. That was a soft tree. I saw it. Alright. Y'all have a good night.
I'll show him like around the back, to, like the door that we have to use to get in.
Mighty nice of you. Alright, so you show him in. You all travel up to the palace in Estoria. One of the centurions is posted outside at the door, next to one of the Estorian guard. He greets you, twisted hand on his chest, bows a little bit, opens the door, and walks in front of you, leading you back to one of the other rooms in the same hallway on the left-hand side of the palace room. to the throne room. That same hallway that Commander Gaius was in a couple doors earlier. Very similar room in composition, a couple of beds, a table. You see the two other Centaurians in there. Their armor is off. They're in very nice but well-fitted, expensive-looking clothing. One of them is sharpening his sword. The other one that approached you and took his helmet off is writing some things down. Glances over in your direction, puts a quill down, rises to his feet. So you have made a decision.
No, that's why we're here. We need more. We need to know a little more. We just came out of some, frankly, awful situations. And we need to know if we are prepared or not. Tell us of what has happened to Mitros. Please.
Well, you look to have been traveling. Please, come sit. We can discuss whatever you like. I know very little of the king's intent, except that we are to escort you back to Mitros as soon as possible. I know that he and his advisors were attempting to come up with a solution to appease the Lord of Storms, and they have been at a crossroads of opinions, so to speak. And so King Acastus sent me to gather you, trusting that you, as the heroes of the prophecy, would be able to advise on the best course of action. If you are truly meant to overthrow, or at least placate, the Titans into not starting another war, then you would be the best fit for this task.
So Sidon has placed no conditions that need to be fulfilled in order to take the hurricane away?
None that I am aware of.
Was there something that angered him in the first place? I mean, he's always shown his rage on our city, but
The Order of Sidon has long decreed that the Temple of the Five Gods, they call the Temple of the False Five, the Order of Sidon calls it that anyway, should be destroyed. And perhaps that is why the city of Mitros has not been able to placate the Lord Sidon, the Lord of Storms. We were encountering our own difficulties while Estoria was hit with the drought, and so perhaps it has to do with the Oath of Peace ending and him gaining more power or setting the stage for whatever is to come. It's impossible to know the Titan's true motives.
so I imagine the crossroad is they've reached might be about tearing it down to try and appease them.
Anything that I say outside of requesting your presence would be conjecture, so I would speak freely, but I am not privy to these most sensitive of conversations between the king and his advisors. I have heard them arguing, and there are several voices, and it's safe to say that there are several options being presented to attempt to placate the Lord and keep the storms, or appease the Lord and make the storms dissipate so that the city of Mitros does not get further damage or be destroyed. The city is holding up all right, all things considered. Life there has shuddered to a standstill. People being locked in all day and not able to move around. The brave few tie themselves together in the streets to help distribute food. And they are being paid more than handsomely by King Acastus himself. But food supplies are running thin, the coffers are running thin. So I suppose he decided that it was time to bring in the prophesied heroes of the land.
This is conjecture, I know, but I know you're a man of tactics. How long, if, say, we are not able to make it, How long does the city have?
I could tell you a day, I could tell you a week, I could tell you a month.
If the storms stay as they are, perhaps that is it.
People are getting thin. We've had to go several weeks now without pay because the coffers are being drained, although that doesn't matter much since we can't get out to spend it. There's plenty of water, for what that's worth. I don't have the information or the authority to give you any type of timeline. I don't know this emergency stocks remaining. I don't know the amount of gold left in the coffers. I don't have any of that information.
So you're really just a messenger boy.
I am the High Centurion sent on an important task to save our city. Yes.
But you have no information.
It's not my station to have information, my lady.
Well, unfortunately, it's information we need.
If you wish it so, I am more than happy to return to King Acastus requesting more information. Although I don't know what good that would do. It may work out great, and it may... Anyway.
Out of curiosity, on your dragon, how long would it take you to get to Mitros? Faster than by horse?
If we fly there, we can be there in about a day and a half. We would be able to carry you all with the dragons, assuming that, well, we can carry 2 extra people each in their hands, in their talons. And once we get closer to the storm, we would have to walk so we can shield you, walk in front of you with the wings. The dragons can't fly with such a heavy load in such winds.
Anything else?
Can Estoria spare any food to send back with them?
Are you asking him that, or?
Is Kira in the room?
She's not.
I want to ask Kira that.
I'm guessing that since that Estoria just got out of a drought and borderline famine.
But Kraos sent a whole bunch of support. And the marketplace is full again. Estoria knows what it's like to go without. I don't see them withholding anything that they could give.
Mm-hmm.
Anything is better than nothing.
I think we must discuss it further, sir, but thank you for what you've said. We will have an answer for you by morning.
Very well. I wish you a good evening. And he shows you out the door and silently closes it behind you.
I'm gonna ask Kira if she can send any food to Mitros.
Okay. So you walk over to Kira's typical room in the palace. You see her. She's lying down. Her feet are propped up, writing as always. Open the door. She sees you. Hops up relatively quickly. Well, I didn't think I'd see you so soon. I figured you'd all be sleeping. But, what can I do for you?
The people in Mitros are starving. Can you send them any food?
We may be able to spare some, but that's not my decision, as King Pythor has returned and reclaimed the throne. Would
Do
you
you
like
know
me to
anyone
ask
else
him?
that can send resources?
All the surrounding settlements brought in their food when the money flowed in to be sold, and the famine was, the rains started again, so they could grow their own. If there is any food from the surrounding area, it would be here in Estoria. That much I can tell you.
So I need to talk to Pythor then?
He would be the only one who can agree to such terms, yes.
Okay. I'll try to find him.
He's been spending a lot of time in the bathroom. So you probably find him there.
Where?
Bathroom being an actual bath, the bathing room.
Oh, okay. I will like gingerly approach the bathroom.
I'd like to pause a moment and just look at Kira and say, do you believe we are ready for a fight that would come? You've seen us. You've seen us fight. You've seen what we have been through. Do you believe we are ready to face such a thing?
I've believed you were all ready for anything from the moment I met you all. And that's why I gathered each of you. That's why the Oracle prophesied your rise. As far as belief goes, as far as reality, I honestly can't say. I think you're ready. I believe you're ready, but I can say that if anybody is ready, it would be the heroes of the prophecy.
Thank you.
Of course. I'm writing an amazing story about that night with the bonding ritual, so if there's anything else, I'd like to get back to that before I mess up any more details.
Try and make me look less awkward, please. That was a bit of a mess.
Of course. I'll dress it up.
Thank you.
Sinus, where are you at? Just curious. You're muted.
Yeah, I'm just following them.
Okay. You go ahead, Josh, go ahead and give me a percentile roll. You said you were going to take the horn. I'm assuming you were going to drink from it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. 17.
Okay. You fall into a slumber, but you don't have any visionary dreams. It's a very, very, very comfortable sleep, though.
The bestest.
So you open the gilded door slowly, and you see Pythor in the long rectangular bath, steam coming up, the smell, the beautiful scents drifting into the room, and he's not laying there, he's sitting there on one of the steps that are on the inside of the pool, and completely in the nude. His hair slicked back, his chin's up, his eyes are closed, his arms are rested on either side. Seems completely lost to the world. You see him move a bit. He is awake, but he doesn't notice you come in or anything.
Okay. King Pythor?
Yeah. I know. Sinus, Euron. Come in. The water's amazing. If you'd like to join me. Is there something
I will
I can...
accept your hospitality.
Please, there's plenty of room. Don't be bashful. It's just a body.
So I'll
Get
take
out
my
here.
armor off. I don't want to get my armor all wet and gross. And I will enter the bathing pond.
Euron's gonna do the same.
And I'm just like, yeah, I'm good outside of the water. The last time I was here, I was
Actually, how deep is it? How deep is the
In the
bath?
center, it goes down to about 4 feet. And on the sides where that little step up is, you can sit. It's about 1.5 feet.
Damn it, I was hoping I could do a cannonball.
You could. I wouldn't recommend it.
break your fucking tailbone.
We'll just climb in, and the snakes are just like, what is going on? Why is there steam? But
The water's a little hotter than it probably should be, but you settle in pretty quickly, and you feel all the stiffness in your joints and sore
cold-blooded.
muscles.
Works great.
There you go. Start to fade away as the jasmine and the chamomile scents fill your nose. You become very relaxed very quickly.
Lycus is going to be so mad that he's not here.
That's what that sounds like, is pure magic.
So, it's been a while. What can I do for you?
Well, you were recently in Mitros, were you not?
I was, for a time. Came back here as soon as I could.
But you are aware of their plight?
I am. Very much so.
Kira said any of the surrounding food was sent to here, so if there were any extra to be had, it would be here. Can you authorize any to be sent to Mitros?
I see. We have had very little support from the people of Mitros, holding back the raiding parties and assaults of the steppes for many decades now. That in itself is not a problem, but adding to that is the fact that although we do have food, I have no idea when Sidon will decide to punish us again. And so our stores are very precious. So I am disinclined to send any food there. However, it would not be proper of me as a king or as a friend if I didn't remind you that I do owe you an oath of service. And so if you bid me do this, I would have no choice.
I look at Aina and sort of say, I think the problem's not just that Mitros is running out of food. It's that because of the storm, nothing can get in. And I'm not sure what little we could bring by flying by dragon and then walking under one, we could bring to try and to save a city.
I am not attempting to save a city. I am doing what I feel is within my power to help. If people are starving, their first need is food. If we go and we bring no food, they're still going to starve. Because we still need time to defeat whatever is happening there. So tell me, who do they need more? Do they need us or do they need food?
A night is not enough time to consider this. Oh, gods.
If I may intrude, your decision is your
please.
own. Your decision is your own. That much is certain. But I know here in this city, we had no food until we had you. I don't know if that means anything to you, but that's what happened.
You're welcome.
It is greatly appreciated.
Well, I will leave you to your bath then. Get out. Dry off. My
My
arms
towels.
There's some very thick, luxurious cashmere towels, yes.
Cashmere. God damn.
Yes.
I was just like, this feels a shame to dab with this. And then dresses him out as well.
If you don't mind, wherever your travels may take you before you leave again, whenever that may be, I think she would like it if you visited Enora while you were here. I feel like she knows. He cocks his head back and closes his eyes again.
Michael,
Hmm.
is it bad form to hug a king?
Only if you don't like hugs in return, Euron.
My god, man, you've needed one, and then, I mean, I'm sort of half in my armor, I'll get down and, like, give him a hug.
He puts one arm behind you and squeezes you tight, squeezes your breath out a little bit before relaxing it, and then plops his wet arm back down. Be safe.
No promises.
That's how it should be. He closes his eyes once again. So you exit the bathroom, the bathing room, to avoid any more confusion. And you find yourselves in the throne room of the Palace of Estoria. Lycus is sleeping in the Dragon's Tooth. Lorius and Folon are back there in some place. What are you doing?
I'll go back to the tavern. I don't think we have any more business here.
No, back we go.
You return. Tavern's mostly empty by this point. Delphion's still there, washing down the countertops, of course. Nods to you as you walk in, make your way. I'm assuming make your way back towards the room. Ina going around the outside as usual. Anything before you rest? Okay.
Again, I know this isn't an oath, not following because there's no sacrifice in order here, but I'm going to just try and maybe take a moment and just pray really hard. And just to Mitros herself, and just that, my lady, if you have any advice, please give a sign. Anything. Please.
Give me a religion check. Everybody else starts to settle in, get nice and comfortable in the warm Dragon's Tooth Inn.
16.
Okay. You don't get any obvious response, but a very warm, comfortable feeling kind of takes hold of you for a moment, and then passes back off. So, as the moonlight filters in through the window, you all lie down to rest.